Hey guys, everyone present, everyone correct. Lovely to see so many of you waiting here. I hope you're all lubed up and are ready to allow me to enter your lives for a short time again. And yeah, I have Mark with me, my lovely assistant and technician. Well, he's been forced into that role. We've never discussed this, but hi, Mark.
Yeah. Hi, I'm not that lovely.
It's not well. That's not what the truckers at the rest stop said. I don't know. I'm a little bit inebriated already, guys, as it's Good Friday. Um, I decided that was a cause to get drunk. So, oh, thank you, War Weasel. Apparently, I'm looking good. I think I'm looking a little bit spaced out, perhaps, is one way to say it. I wanted to say, yeah, as well, guys, because I'm going to go through and do the hellos, because I'm not leaving these streams up and stuff at the moment. So, I'm just going to, have a relaxed stream and chill and chat, and we'll make some calls as well. That will hopefully happen. But there's not going to be any rush. We're just going to drink and chat. So I suppose we should say our hellos, Mark. So hello, Wolf Crouch, Ace Knight, Matt R, Mr. Rich Biker, Dwarf Vagina, Hal Prentice, Haddock Man, Malta McMurchie, Biggest Brown Eyes, Westside Cat, Geneva Ibarra, Convict 242, Free Orange, Trish the Dish, Butler 195, good to see you here, Butler. Soralea, Andrea M, Terry Mackie Shrewd, Dan Ashcraft. Did I say hello to War Weasel? I think I did. Hey Candy S, KGP, Kelly Scott, Blackjack Music, El Avelito, Jody Savini, Alma Ducky, and I've just accidentally allowed the thing to scroll back up to the top. Miss Rebel Jewel, Herkimer, anyone I may have missed, Yvonne Short, hello. I hope you guys are all well. Feel free to say what you want in the chat, and we might respond to it. I suppose we could start with a call. That's what people kind of come for. Hey Vinay, hey Agrippa. All right, well, I'll try and bring you in later. We're going to be going for a while tonight, man. We're just having a relaxed, drunken stream at the moment. But we are going to start off, I guess, with a call. All we've got is like 7 SSA numbers, so we're just going to try and draw this out and give people as much filler as possible.
Agrippa has said he's got a new character, so that may be interesting.
Okay, cool. Let's just see if we can have one quick call, and then I'll bring Agrippa on as well.
Okay. Of course, I know what scam this is.
Yes, they're all SSA. I am drinking beer with a vodka and Coke chaser at the moment, guys. Delicious.
Okay, here we go.
I can't hear anything.
They're not saying anything at the moment. Could you hear the ringing?
I heard it ring, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, they're not saying anything.
Those motherfuckers.
Hang up on them.
Well, it's good timing, though.
Oh, yeah. Motherfuckers, click.
Right, one more try, and then I'll call Agrippa. And I don't know if we'll get actually any calls, but we can have a chat and a laugh.
Of course. Okay, dialing now.
Sure, Social Security Administration Department. How can I help you today?
Yeah, I received a call saying I gotta call you because there's a problem with my social security number. I'm sorry, sir. Could you speak up a bit?
When did you receive that phone call, sir?
It was this morning.
All right. And did you receive any reference ID number? Was
Uh,
that
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
what was the phone call regarding, sir?
It said that something like I might be arrested because of my social security number because it was being investigated.
All right. So, did you receive any reference ID number or any case ID number, sir, regarding that voicemail?
Not that I remember. I just wrote down the number and called you straight back. Should there have been a reference number?
All right. So, in order to pull out the files from the system manually, could you help me out with your zip code and the last four digits of your social, sir?
I'm sorry. What information do you need?
The last four digits of your social and your zip code, sir.
All right. My zip code is 43613. And the last four digits of my social security number is 7489.
Okay. And can you verify me your first and your last name? Could you spell it, sir? Because I have to update it in my system.
Yes, sir. I will need to spell it because my last name's Polish. It's a little bit difficult. My first name is Jack. That's Jack. And my last name is Urdadov. That's Urdadov.
It's Urdadov.
That's right.
All right, just stay on the line for a moment. Let me pull out your files from my system, and then I'll let you know when I've received this phone call. All right, Mr.
Okay.
Jack.
Thanks, sir.
All right, all right, stay on the line.
Sir? Hello? Oh.
Just hung up.
What a fucker. So he made us wait for like 10 minutes and then hung up. Right, I'll call Agrippa. Maybe his new character will work with them, but I'll just bring him into the call now. Just to let you guys that are arriving know, we're having kind of a relaxed, chilled out Good Friday stream. So it's not all about calls today. We're just going to chat to each other, get to know each other, circle jerk, just all that kind of stuff. Well, not the circle jerk, unless You guys want to? Right, I'm calling Agrippa now.
Hello, sir. It's a pleasure to see you. Your plum pudding is prepared.
Well, where the fuck is my spotted dick? What's this plum pudding? That's
So
bollocks.
my idea for this, my new character, just to explain to everybody, I'm not sure how many people know Huell Hauser, but Huell Hauser is essentially, he's a California native, and he's a huge fan of California, and he has this show called Huell Hauser's California Gold. And essentially, he's got a childlike obsession with just about everything. So everything is fascinating to him.
Right.
So I'll just be sort of like, "Hi, my name's Huell Hauser, and why did you call me? And what is the IRS?" And we're just gonna, see how far this goes.
Well, it won't be the IRS. It's going to be the SSA.
Oh, the SSA. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is the Social Security Administration.
That's
okay.
right. Yeah.
We can make that work. And we're going to give it that Huell Hauser charm. And I want to make sure everybody knows I'm not a California native. I'm a New York native. So this is a very shady character. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, Mark, if we can get them to answer again, let's try that same number. If not, we'll move on to the next one. But yeah, you try it out, Agrippa. And thank you for joining us.
No problem, man. Anytime.
Okay, I'm dialing now.
If I disappear off screen during this, guys, it's because I've gone to smoke a bowl.
Okay,
Oh, how you doing? My name is Huell, and I just received a message regarding my Social Security Administration number, and, well, I'm just tickled about this. I mean, what's going on?
When did you receive the phone call, sir?
Well, you see, I was shooting my wonderful show California Gold on PBS, and I was just wondering, I got down, I'm from Creels Creek, California, and I had just gotten back from the pomegranate farms over in Ojai, California, and I saw this Social Security issue, and, well, I don't understand what's going on. Could you explain this to me?
No, because he's hung up.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so
I'll dial
unfortunate.
the next
The
one.
difficulty is there's a subtlety. You've got to, with these scams, like the people who actually call them back, you have to have like a sense of fear. So if you come across like happy that he's called you when you've got a message saying you're going to be arrested or that your social security number is going to be frozen, they just hang up. All
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna divert into my Appalachia character. I saw your attempts, and by the way, Adam, your Appalachia characters are really good with your Southern accent. So I'm going to divert into my
Appalachian is in the mountains.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right.
So let's try again, and this time I'll divert into just my straight Kentucky Appalachia feel. I'm just laid back. I want to see what's going on. I got meth to cook. I don't understand what people are troubling me about.
But you have to run for the intro to the calls. You have to run this kind of fine line of like being like interested but a little bit worried. And once it's normally about. Once they start going, right, I've got to read you all this spiel, then you've got them on the hook. And that's when you can start throwing in random stuff. But before then, you've got to play the victim, so to speak.
All right, so I can see this working out well. I'm going to try the Appalachia character, and I've already had several warrants for my arrests. And so I'm just trying to, I don't want to deal with any more prison time. So let's see how this goes.
Okay.
Okay. Dialing it now.
Recorded for quality assurance.
Thank you for choosing Sear. Your call may be monitored or recorded to ensure quality service.
Is that legit or not?
I don't know.
You've labelled it as SSA, but
Was it the one with the question mark on it?
number. No, it wasn't. It was the second one on the list.
Oh, that's odd.
I'll move on to the next one.
All right.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Someone jerking off.
What is going on?
A group.
I don't understand what's going on. I mean, it just don't make any sense to me.
Just hear
Trying
heavy
to put my
breathing and
social
that
security,
noise.
you know. I mean, I know my social security number's messed up. I just want to fix it. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Happy Easter, Catholics. Yeah, look into them priests. That's why we were Baptists over here in West Virginia. It's just some, food for thought.
Well, I always celebrate the second time I come.
Well, bless that. Especially if you're huffing glue like proper West Virginia boy. I mean, you go ahead and you celebrate twice. You celebrate 2 times 4, something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
8 times.
I don't know. I ain't got no public education. Last thing I need.
I ain't got no
socialism.
degree in math.
I don't know none of that. I don't know what 2 plus 2 is. I know how to put a jackboot on top of the back of a trailer tractor. So
Good.
You tell me. Tell me who's got better education. Let's call these people.
Well,
Come on now, sitting around.
Hold up this number.
Hey, Bob. Hello, Teresa. Hi, Iranian.
Oh, little bastards.
Yeah, we were saying before you joined us, Agrippa, we're not sure if that many of them are going to answer this evening, but we'll just chat and, well, I'm drinking. Oh, and thank you for the offer of the port. I'm not really a port man, though. I don't mind it mixed with a bottle of WKD.
I don't care if you're a port man, you cunt. Fucking stop by Lisbon and fucking let's have a beer. Fucking, I don't care.
You saved
I'm not
it.
a port man.
It's
Do you
60
think I
years
think you're a
old.
posh, educated gentleman? Come on now.
Well,
Get over here, you cunt.
it's got alcohol in it. I'll drink it.
I don't like port either because of the high sugar content. So, I wake up with, the most blistering headache. I made an exception for this because it was a 1940 bottle, and I'm already regretting it. It's delicious, but my head feels like it's just been bashed with a rock, and it's not even morning.
When did you start drinking it?
So let's take a look right now. In Portugal, it's 9:02, and I got really lucky yesterday. I had a much bigger YouTuber. I hate to fucking throw my channel out here, so I won't. But basically, in my genre, in my niche, he's a pretty big guy, and he invited me to a 16-man stream yesterday.
Oh, nice. So
I did a 12-hour stream yesterday with these guys, and it was beneficial, but I feel dead today. So I woke up at pretty much 7 a.m. because I have a dog now, and it's 9:03 p.m. here in Portugal. So I've gotten about 3.5 hours sleep in 2 days. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be all right. Just keep drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Sniper Bros or Bros 08. Yes, you can have a shout out. I was trying to say hello to everyone that came in. Understand this stream might not be to everyone's taste. We are trying to make the odd call here and there, but if you guys have things you want us to chat about, in the old days when I used to have 2,000 subscribers, I did these really long streams which would start off with scam baiting calls and then just end up with me being really drunk and shouting at people in the chat. Well, not shouting, but talking. And I thought that was nice. And I thought, as it's Good Friday, hopefully most scammers won't be working because the IRS or the SSA, technically, I wouldn't have. I mean, it's a full-on 4-day bank holiday weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the only I'm sorry, I'm just reading. Dan's just written 16-man book.
Alex, if your suggestion is that like you're not getting as many views, etc. Yesterday when I was with much bigger YouTubers, I'm talking about guys like 560,000 subs on the strategy genre. We had a really in-depth discussion, and what we essentially surmised is that, quite frankly, YouTube is making it a lot harder for niche channels like yours and mine to succeed. Benjamin Magnus Gaming, the guy's got like 400,000 subs. He's down 1/8 of the viewership he had before. This is not, it's not just some glitch.
All
this
across
is typical YouTube.
No, but what I mean is, when I had less subscribers, I didn't feel like I was at such. I didn't feel I had to put on. So, not that it's ever a very good show. Well, I think sometimes they are, but like, now it's like call after call after call, and if we don't get many calls, then the stream gets deleted. But when I had less subs, like, it was easier just to sit and chat to people. I think when you have more subscribers, there's an expectation to continuously do the same thing. So when you just try and sit and chat, although a large majority of people, and those are probably the people that would make the effort to come to the streams, don't mind that. Like, you can't always do scam baiting, and sometimes it's nice just to interact with the audience and talk to them, whether it is just through like text and whatever, and reading the chat and chatting to them. As long as there's interesting sort of subjects to cover and chat about, and it's not just reading everyone's name, which I kind of do as a bit of filler. Thanks, El Abuelito. And more. See, these guys are really kind, but you watch at the end of this stream and it'll get more dislikes than normal because people have come to see scam baiting phone calls, and it's not happening all the time.
That's fine, man. I mean, I remember when we initially started doing stuff together, I was back in Milan. I had a steady job, etc. And I recall that, like, we had content to pretty much carry us around. But those few moments when there, calls wouldn't pick up, it's such a tedious time. And I have to say, I think, like, watching your streams, I won't say I come to all your streams, but I would say I show up for like 60%. You've done a really great job at like transitioning that into like speaking with the subs. And I think that's really important because there's a lot of people here that have a lot of respect for you, man. I mean, honestly, I wish I had the same on my channel. If you reach out to them, even in these moments of not getting a call, it means a lot, and it counts for a lot. And I'm sure, 90% of the people here would agree that, I mean, to me, you're just some dirty fucking British person that went to Spain. But to these people, you're essentially like a very valuable individual, and they respect you, they love you. And, I told you, you're that guy in oh God, I can't remember the name of the show, Adam. The fucking... I was telling Adam that he reminded me of a certain person in a certain show, and I think he may have taken it to heart in a bad way. But I mean, frankly, Adam is a very, as you guys know, a very lovable guy, and he's very good with women, by the way, as I'm sure many of you know. And I'm one of those guys. I knew Adam before he got big, and so I throw a few punches.
I haven't got big.
Yeah, I haven't got big. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, BS. Well, now you're on YouTube. You haven't, but one suggestion is, keep in mind, man, Twitch is not just a gamer's emporium. It's growing every day, and I really think if you made a Twitch account,
I tried my hand at Twitch, but then I lost my account, and then some pretty mad things happened, and I couldn't use it anymore because I can't get into. I've lost the password to my Twitch account. And when I set it up, I used like those websites where you can get a fake phone number for like 10 minutes, so you can receive a text message.
Yeah.
I used that, and I set that as my Twitch phone number because at the time my phone was dead and I didn't think it would ever work again. And then it did, and now the only way I can change my password is by them sending something to my mobile phone, so I can never get back into Twitch again. But I did some.
That's not me. I mean, just start a new account. I mean, but let's not bore the viewers with that. I mean, I'll just say this. I mean, obviously, you have my contact information. We'll set you up a new Twitch account. I'm sure the viewers here would be happy to join up, and I promise you that the viewership you're going to get on Twitch, even for scam baiting, is huge. I mean, compared to YouTube, this is not a platform, Adam. They really give a shit about us anymore.
Mark's twitching at the moment.
Oh, nice! Oh, nice, man. Mark, send me your link in the chat if possible, and I'll sub to you.
Oh, right. What, sub or follow?
Follow. That's right. I make that mistake every time.
Oh, well, let's not be
maybe that's why I only have 800 Twitch subscribers and 13,000 YouTube subscribers, because I say, like, sub to me. And the thing, guys, is when you sub to Twitch, it's like $5. So follow.
Exactly.
I did alright on Twitch for a while. I did a bit of streaming, like, so in fact, Mark was there for some of it. We did a lot of GTA streaming the heists, but we were fucking useless.
You played GTA? Oh god, now I'm really upset. Oh my, you played video games and I didn't know about it. Oh god. Well, we certainly have something to do when you come to Portugal.
Yeah, we did like a 4-hour stream on Twitch where we kept failing the Pacific Standard heists over and over and over and over again.
Oh, dude, oh my god. You got to take like a less graphics, like high-res game. I mean, could have done Payday and gotten more viewers on Twitch.
Do you know that the best game I ever had viewership-wise on Twitch was, Heavy Rain.
Oh my god, that's old school. Yeah, wow.
Literally,
that's pure old school, man.
This was only last year, and it's a really old game. And it was the first time I ever got more than 50 people watching my Twitch stream. I had like 60 people watching me play Heavy Rain, and I remember I got really panicky. I was like, there's lots of people watching, I've got to put on a good show. And right at that point in Heavy Rain, I got to this like level where you're kind of walking around, I think it's like some industrial area or a docks or something, and it just goes completely black. And it was just me walking around in blackness for like 20 minutes going, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, God. Dude, what we have to do, man, is we have to find. I think that's fascinating that you're into games, because, like, I didn't want to push that narrative unless it was something you were interested in. But it, like, dude, for instance, The Forest and Don't Starve Together, you and me could do an awesome video where, like, I could even be Jeeves, and we would essentially try to, like, survive in, like, a wilderness situation, and we could do multiplayer co-op, and I think a lot of people here would enjoy that. I mean, it would be so much fun, especially Don't Starve Together, where essentially our whole goal is to, like, try and survive as long as possible. Like, we could either do characters, or we could just be like you and me, and you know, because I speak to you occasionally. I'm not going to say we're like good friends. I consider you a friend, of course, but like,
thank you.
And by the way, this is 1940 port wine talking, guys, for people wondering why I'm so talkative. It's just pre-World War I wine, so everything's okay. But yeah, pretty much like...
World War II.
Oh, sorry, World War II. See, that's how much port wine I've drunk.
Yeah.
You know I'm well-versed in historical issues.
Yeah, I did. That's why I was
my
surprised.
Wargamer channel status. But yeah, so exactly. I mean, I think if we did like Don't Starve Together or The Forest together, we could have so much fun. It would be such an enjoyable video. And either we do characters or we do sort of like, just you and me alone. I think it would work out really well.
The thing is, though, because you play PC games, don't you? And I'm a console gamer.
Well, some games do travel over. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that Don't Starve Together travels over. But we can certainly find like a survival game that travels there. I think the survival genre, and guys in the chat, let Adam know what you would prefer. I really think like a survival game would be best fit to your particular demographic, because then it would be like we get to come up with all these problems of survival, get into arguments, and it could be funny. Just I don't know, but certainly something to think about.
Yeah,
I didn't mean throw this into a completely separate tangent, my friend.
It's all right. I like talking about computer games.
And I think your viewers like it too. You got 93 right now, man. That's pretty damn good. You've actually grown since I joined.
Well,
I hope you guys don't dislike it.
It's been going up and down.
Oh, Stephen LaPierre is saying Left 4 Dead. I'm not sure Adam would be into that sort of game.
My favorite game of all time is The Last of Us.
Oh God, it's one of the reasons I actually do want to get a console is just to play it.
I used to be on Xbox and I switched. I gave up my whole FIFA Ultimate Team, which had taken me a long time to craft, just so I could get PS4 and play The Last of Us.
Oh my God, dude, that's right. I remember when I was in Milan, we talked about that, about FIFA Ultimate Team. I remember on FIFA 2017, I spent. I'm really ashamed to admit this. I spent about €262. Just on packs, just constantly. And I ended up getting the black and white Ronaldo, which was Ronaldo in in 1996 when he was on the
Brazilian Ronaldo.
Brazilian Ronaldo, yeah. when he was on the original Brazilian team. And oh my God, dude, I remember us discussing that. We didn't discuss it in depth, but when I was in Milan, working for Slytherin Games, I was like so depressed in many ways. I mean, I had a lot of good times. Don't take me wrong, but I spent so much money on FIFA, like so much money. I was just like pack.
Never buy packs. You see, obviously it's not for this channel so much, but I can teach people how to trade on FIFA Ultimate Team. I've got an insane team.
You can make a video on that. That's absolutely awesome. I mean, that's something that a lot of people are really interested in learning.
Yeah,
So
but there's so much of that kind of FIFA content out there and stuff that it's just to actually. I mean, I think there's hundreds of thousands of people doing FIFA YouTube things. I did a couple of Twitch streams doing pack openings and stuff, but people didn't seem to enjoy that. They would prefer to see me playing Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls. Mark, do we have any more numbers?
Yep.
That we haven't tried.
I just want to, let's call these people. I just want to pay off my, Social Security payments. I've been in jail twice. Who knew that, cooking meth in a, hotel bathroom would be a problem? I don't understand it.
Right, I'm gonna dial it up now.
All right. Jack, feel free to throw the numbers up in the chat. I accept numbers. Mark just can't because when he streams, because he's in the UK and under Interpol surveillance. If that's true, El Avalito, he's gonna be amazing. Wait, no, that can't be true. If no 5-year-old can beat FIFA on legendary difficulty, that's the second from highest.
Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. No, I really don't.
He's telling you legendary difficulty, but he's playing on semi-pro. I guess no answer from them.
No joy there. Okay, I'm gonna dial up the next one. And thanks, Jack, in the chat. I'll try that number next.
Heavy Day says it yet, and if you flush the meth residue down the hotel room, it doesn't get fish really stoned. No, it really doesn't. It ruins the actual building itself. Anybody who smoked meth in like a closed setting, and you move into that place, you're going to be exposed to meth. It's horrific shit.
All right, El Avalito, are you playing on? If you're on PSN, El Avalito, I need to add you. I'll play your 5-year-old at FIFA. He'll probably destroy me.
On that note, should I dial the next one?
Yeah. Let's see. I've got this feeling none of these are going to answer. Oh, I think we've discussed this, El, haven't we? Oh, well.
Actually, Adam, I have like a great game for your stream. Let's do this. Hello? Hello?
No.
Okay, I've hung up on them because I heard a little rumbling when he said hello. And then it was just more or less silence.
Right, how many more have we got, or is that the lot?
Last one now.
Right.
This is the one that was just in the chat.
Okay.
And this is SSA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Social Security Administration, how may I help you?
Hi, my name is Jasper. I done received a call about maybe my Social Security number, some sort of problem here.
Okay. So can you please tell me, like, when did you receive that call?
Well, I was just on probation. I got out of their jail and here in Owensboro, Kentucky. I just received it on my phone as a message. Now, I wish I could have responded earlier, but I just got out at 6 p.m. On the 18th, and I didn't understand why I was getting some sort of call, trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, so you don't know the reason, right?
I don't know, sir.
Okay. So please be on hold. Let me just check why you're receiving these kind of phone calls. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Stay on hold for a minute. Let me just check out why you're receiving these kind of phone calls from this side. Stay up there.
That's sad. You mean sad?
Okay, Mr. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Mr. I couldn't get too much information regarding the scenario or situation that's going on right now. But the thing is that the call you receive is not from this side, it's from our servers, and our servers automatically allots calls to the citizens whenever it requires.
Right.
You receive that call, and if you receive that call, so there must be a reason behind this. But
yes, sir.
The thing is that I don't know what the reason is, because I don't know who you are and why our servers choose you and allows you to give these kind of notification on the basis of what you have done wrong in the recent past and what's going on with your identity right now. So in this case, I need to pull out your case file from a system if you want me to help you out, like to tell you the reason behind this.
Yes, sir. Well, I just got out. I just got out of prison, and I were wondering maybe it had something to do with my sister Irma Jean, and me and Irma Jean we done had a boy, and it is what it is. But I was just wondering because I just got out of jail. I don't need no more problems, sir. So, you tell me what's going on in my social insecurity. Well, we'll fix this.
Mister, till the time when you were in jail, do you have all of your personal information, or you have submitted it to someone or give it to someone?
Yes, sir. I got all my personal information. I did down 3 years for sodomy, and them tough times. But I was just wondering, if maybe I can't deal with the issue with my Social Security, sir, because I just paid $412, over to the Veterans Administration. I was wondering what I'd do from here.
Mister, could you please verify me your first and last name, your
Yes,
date of birth, and your social security number, so just I can pull out your case file from your system and tell you the exact reason behind all of these activities, like why receiving these kind of threatening phone calls and what's going on with your identity right now.
Yes, sir. My name is Jasper. Is my first name. That's Jasper.
Okay, it's Jasper.
Yeah.
And your last name?
And my last name is Muder. It's Muder.
Okay, Jasper Muder.
And I got an Irish name figure, and so my last name is Chahod. Is my Irish name. So you do put Muder, and you put Chahod. For my second part of my last name, Muder Chahod, and it's West Virginia spell. So you just said Muder Chahod is my name.
It's Chhald, right?
No, sir. My first name Muder. That's my first name and my last name. My first name is Jasper. Jasper out of West Virginia County. So you put that Muder Chahod is my second part of my last name, sir.
Okay. Jasper Middle Child, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Jasper, what's your date of birth?
So my date of birth is January 9th, 1987.
Okay. And your social?
My social right now is 966
Okay.
25
Uh-huh.
091.
Mm-hmm.
Does this have anything to do with, me, my sister Barbara Jean?
Okay. First of all, Mr. Jasper, like you have provided me the social which consists of 8 digits, and usually the social consists of 9 digits. So could you please verify me one more time your
Now,
social?
let me read that to you one more time. I ain't had no proper school, and I came in West Virginia. We ain't got no public school to speak of it. So I done said, so at 966
Uh-huh.
257
Okay.
881.
Okay.
Is you affiliated with my parole officer, or this something separate? Like,
This side is officer. Okay. What you saying? Like what you asking me?
well, I done just got out of prison now in West Vernon County, Kentucky.
I'm getting your point. You were just getting out of the prison, right?
Yes, sir. And well, I just paid over to the prison administration. I paid $274. Well, I reckon I come home now, get this strange message here, and I'm wondering, what's going on. I mean, I just spent time in the county jail, and I come out, and I got Social Security problem, and I want to resolve it. I got a baby by my sister Barbara Jean, and I was just trying to figure out, where I go from here, try to get my life on track.
Okay. So
I ain't cooking no meth no more. I ain't interested in none of that. I was just trying to put everything on track, like.
okay. So don't bother too much yourself. Let me just verify the information that you provided to me.
Yes, sir.
Is Jasper Meadowshell?
Yes, sir. Mature. That's it.
Your date of birth is 1st of January 1985. And
Yes,
your
sir.
security number.
No, sir. No, sir. It's not 1985, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir, to interrupt. It's not 1985, sir. It's 1987. And only reason I tell you that, my parole officer, last time I gave him a wrong date of birth, boy, he put me in county jail for 2 months, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I just I want to make sure you get it right.
Never mind. Okay. And your social security number is 966-257-881.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
Okay. So, Mr. Jasper, give me a quick second. Let me just pull out your case file from our system, and I'll get back to you within a minute. Okay?
Yes, sir. A lot easier than me pulling out of Barbara Jean. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Bet. It was tough.
I'll get back to you. Please be on hold. Okay, Mr. Jasper, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So I got your case file ID on my system, and I want to tell you that the reason you received a call from our department is because we have received orders and notices from law enforcement agencies to suspend your
Lord.
social security number on an immediate basis.
Oh, Lord. Does it mean I got to go back to county?
No, you don't need to go back to the jail or somewhere. But first, we need to verify that you are innocent behind this, and we need to verify that you're innocent or you're guilty behind this. First of all, I just want to ask you with due respect, like, have you ever done any kind of criminal activities which is regarding with your social?
Well, sir, real embarrassing question, sir. But I know, use the government, and y'all decide what's going on. And I did done get, obviously charged with methamphetamines, for
Okay,
2 times.
whatever you have,
And
but
yes, sir.
you're saying whatever you have done, you get paid for that, right?
Yes, sir. I got paid a lot for the methamphetamines. It was a lot of money. I think I from them Mexicans, they done paid me over $500,000. And I tell you what, I was from Appalachia, and I've got so much money, and I didn't know what to do with it. I bought the town of Creelsboro down in West Virginia, and I spent all that money fast. And y'all government folk, y'all found what I was doing, and that's why I done spent 7 years in county jail. And well, you just tell me what has to happen. Because listen, Barbara Jean had two children, and they got me up on sodomy charges up in Ohio, and I was just wondering how to fix this problem. I want to get my life back on track, right to Jesus, sir. I promise you, I've done give my heart to Jesus 100%. I ain't interested in no more bad stuff and criminality.
The same. I'm hoping for the same.
Yes, sir.
Listen, and why we received some orders to suspend your social security number, it's because the agencies have seen something suspicious under your name and your social security number. So, mister, first of all, are you aware about the situation that's going on right now?
Well, sir, I'll be honest with you. I just got out of county jail 2 days ago, and I don't know what's going on now. I ain't an educated man. I was born in the mountains of Appalachia, and I ain't go no public school. Because that to me, as far as I'm concerned, that's socialism. You might as well just put Joseph Stalin right in my. I ain't interested in that. I'm American. So I don't get no school learning, but I sure know when them Social Security boys call, you better be on tap, because that's a problem, sir. And you understand, I just got out of prison, and all I'm trying to do is just make sure my life's on track, take care of my and my half bastard baby, Barbara Jean's child, Jessup.
You're
I just want Jessup to be okay.
Restart your life in a very good manner, right?
Yes, sir.
You're in a situation like to restart your life on good terms, on good vibes, right?
Yes, sir. I want Jesus in my heart. I want Jesus. I want Jesus everywhere he can go. He can come in front, back. Don't matter as long as he enters. And as long as he releases that spirit, Jesus can just come in wherever he wants.
Okay. So you're saying that you were out of prison just 2 days ago, right?
Yes, sir.
You completed your imprisonment 2 days before.
That's right, sir. I done completed it. A few choice things happening there I don't want to speak about, but and now that I'm out, I do believe I'm a man.
Okay. So first of all, Mr. Jasper, let me tell you that before we move ahead, I want to update you that these lines on which we are talking at this moment are being federally recorded.
Oh, Lord.
By 3 major government affiliations: Federal Trade Commission, Federal Business Bureau, and Financial Crime Enforcement Network.
Oh, my Lord. My goodness. Oh, boy. Barbara Jean ain't going to like this. I'll tell you what. Grandpa ain't going to like this neither. He already wasn't happy about me and Barbara Jean getting together, and now you tell me this. Boy, I tell you what, we're going to have a problem. My Lord.
Please don't interrupt. Please don't interrupt me in between, and listen to me carefully.
Yes, sir.
Is to give you a fair and enough chance to speak and raise your questions once I'm done. Are we clear to this?
Yes, sir. I understand. I'm so sorry, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And why I'm saying this to you? Because as you were saying that you didn't do any kind of activities fraudulent after you came out from the jail, right? And you're saying whatever you have done, you have paid for that. and you get punishment for that. I think enough punishment for that. So if you're not behind this and you seems like that, like someone using your identity, so what I'm gonna do is, if you're innocent by any means, I'm going to put this call as an evidence of your innocence into the state court of Texas. So don't you worry about this if you didn't do any kind of fraudulent activities as per your knowledge. Okay?
Well, God bless you, sir. I do hope that if you're telling me the truth, sir, I really do appreciate it. And I reckon, Jesus got a place for all of us, sir. And, we's all going to be in the same place in Jesus' kingdom. And I do appreciate if y'all let me go on this one, I sure hope so, sir.
And I just need only favor from your side, that you just need to be cooperative with me throughout this phone call. And the most important part, you need to be honest with me.
Yes, sir.
Get it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Whatever I'm going to ask you, you need to give me correct information according to your knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Okay. So I'm going to start like how this thing started to you, how this thing happens to you. So Mister, listen carefully, okay? I'm about to start. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Mister, the investigation started under your name and your social security number when we recovered an abandoned car in the south border of Texas. The model of the car was Toyota Corolla, and the vehicle number is TX1440. So, Mister, do you know anything about this car? This Toyota Corolla TX1440?
Well, sir, oh boy, well, you told me to be as honest as possible, and I know my parole officer know about this, and I tell you what, I done stole a bunch of cars, before I done got incarcerated here, and I would reckon maybe 17, 20 cars. I'll be honest with you, I probably don't know the model number of some cars I stole. I reckon, I sure hope it don't got nothing to do with that. I mean, listen, you got to cook meth somewhere. You got to cook it in a car sometime. Sometimes you got to cook in a hotel room. I mean, it's whatever. If you make that profit, sir, you find a way to cook it. And I done stole a whole lot of cars in my background. I'll tell you that.
Okay. So don't you know any Toyota Corolla, right? And you don't have exact idea about this.
I tell you what, I mean, them Toyota names sound like maybe a foreign car, maybe them from Japan. But I don't like no foreign car. I'll be honest, I like Mustang. Yeah, I like Toyota. Even Toyota kind of like a Jap car. But I do like my American car, and I ain't prejudiced. I ain't prejudiced, sir. Back in jail, I got to know a lot of different colors. But I'll tell you something that, in terms of, that sounded to me like some foreign car, like some Oriental car. And I wouldn't steal no non-American car, sir. But I'll tell you what, my parole officer might have other information. I did a lot of meth, and boy, maybe I just didn't look at the name of the car, Boy.
Okay. So this car that I'm talking about is Toyota Corolla. This was idle on the streets, and the locals reported about this car to be suspicious. After which, the local sheriff investigated on the car, and they found some drugs and blood residue inside of the car.
Oh boy.
Which kept them completely enthralling further during investigation. And what they have found is that the car is rented under your name and your social security number. And the address, which is linked to the title of vehicle, is 7609 Crescent Avenue, El Paso, Texas. So,
oh boy,
I just want to ask.
That might have something to do with Barbara Jean. I mean, I done slept with her. She my sister, and that is what it is. But she done owned a lot of cars, and I don't know, maybe because we got we's the same location address. So I was hoping that it don't have nothing to do with my sister Barbara Jean, or my boy Cletus. That boy, he might be the product of incest, but that boy, he's a smart boy. So I just, I don't know. I mean, should I call them that Jew lawyer that support Barbara Jean? Is that who I should call?
first you need to like listen each and everything. You're not supposed to like point out your sister or anyone. It might be some other person who are using your identity, right? First of all,
Yes, sir.
listen to me carefully, the whole scenario. After that, you need to take the needful steps. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this car was rented under your name and your social security number. And the address which is linked to the title of vehicle is 7609 Crescent Avenue, El Paso, Texas. So, mister, have you ever been in Texas before?
Well, I'll tell you what, one time I then went up into Crystal Lake, Texas, and me and Barbara Jean, we was done cooking meth, and we had, obviously we had relations, as it were, and that's how beautiful little Jessup was born, my second child. And I have no problem with the fact that his nose is on where his ear should be. As far as I'm concerned, Jesus loves all his children, and he might be a product of certain things, but that boy is 100% pristine. So I will say, in Crystal Lake, Texas, up in northeast Texas, me and Barbara Jean did have a child, and but I will say that, and as you know, you've got my record right there in front of you, is my prison record. I ain't never cooked no meth in Texas, because I know what them Texans is like, and they ain't nothing like West Virginia folk or Kentucky folk. If you's got a drug charge in Texas, sir, and you understand you's a federal government man, you ain't going no jail. You's gonna get killed, and I wasn't interested in getting no killing. So we did go to Crystal Lake, but I do swear, sir, on Jesus and the Holy Bible and everything in between, that and the whole mother choad name. A whole mother choad name, that we ain't have nothing to do with that, sir.
Okay. So do you know anything about this address? Any hint or any clue, anything that you heard about this address? I repeat again, it's 7609 Crescent Avenue, El Paso, Texas.
I had this one boy, because I were there on a river. This one boy, his name was JD, and his last name was Crow, and I don't want to listen. Please don't judge me for this, sir, because I just got out of jail. But this boy JD, we was there on a river there in Texas, in Crystal Lake, Texas, and he done come up, and he was looking pretty, sir. He would, I ain't saying no man ain't pretty, but he was looking real fine, like a city boy. And I told him, I said, squeal like a pig. That's what I told him, squeal like a pig. And we may have had certain relations that I've already spoken about it with my lawyer. And my lawyer said, ain't no problem with that. And I told this boy, JD, I told him, if you come up on this river, sir, in Crystal Lake, Texas, you might have some problems. Now, let me tell you, sir, now the police force there in Crystal Lake, Texas, ain't had no problem with what I did to that boy. He listened to me. He came at me like a girl. He might as well have had a skirt on, sir. And I may have been charged with sodomy in that respect, sir. But I promise you, and I don't know what state you's from. You sound to me maybe you's from New York, Washington. You's one of them government boys. But I tell you what, them was a girl to me. So whatever I did was okay by federal law, and I didn't get charged with it. And I sure hope this car you're speaking of don't have nothing to do with that boy, because he, as far as I'm concerned, he wanted what he got, sir.
Okay, I get your point. I'm getting your point. So,
yes, sir.
Listen, mister. The second address, which is El Paso, Texas, that I'm talking about, is already a suspicious address, which was raided by the State Ranger Division and the U.S. Marshals. Unfortunately, there was no one at this residence, and we have recovered 22 pounds of cocaine, which is an abusive drug, and it is categorized into synthetic drug section.
Oh, Lord.
We also received...
Oh, boy. I'm going to get more problems in my life. Oh, boy.
We also received some paperwork and documentation with some banking institutions like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, TD, Morgan Stanley, and many other banking institutions. And what we have found that there are 21 bank accounts that are open and running under your name, along with 8 debit and credit cards. So the question is,
Lord, boy.
Does all of these bank accounts belongs to you?
Well, sir, you know, with Barbara Jean, I knew she had to take care of them kids, and I done gave her a few, credit card. She told me she was responsible with them, but boy, what you're telling me, my question is this, and let's be honest here, my friend. I've had a lot of problems in my life. Let me just tell you something. Them credit cards, without a doubt, sir. And I give you this, my old Cree fellow blessing from Kentucky, that them credit cards were spent by Barbara Jean. I have nothing to do with that. Now, what can we do is what I'm asking is this, is can we make sure Barbara Jean get them charges? Because I ain't had nothing to do with that. And I don't know that bitch from last year. I ain't seen her in 6 months. And, whether or not we got children together, let me tell you something. She probably spending it on some high-foot city boy up from Georgia City. That's probably what she's spending that money on. And I ain't got nothing to do with it, sir.
Okay, so you're completely pointing at Barbara Jean, right?
It's Barbara Jean all the way. I mean, listen, she might be my sister, but that woman spends money like the Princess of Bohemia. I don't know what that is, but I done heard it may be in them Europe place up over yonder. But I tell you what, that woman spends money like she's some sort of. It just don't make sense, sir. We got 2 children.
Okay.
And when I was in prison, let me tell you something. I was in prison doing my thing. Just joined the Nation of Islam and everything. And I don't understand what went on. Because them Aryan boys wouldn't have me. But I joined the Nation of Islam boys, and we got along just fine. And, then Barbara Jean, she was spending money on Jasper and Cletus, too. That's my third boy. And, I don't even believe, I'll tell you this right now, sir. And I sure hope that, I know this being recorded by the government. I sure hope you don't hold it against me, sir. But when them Cletus was born, I were in jail. Okay.
The thing is that
I were in jail, sir. I were in jail for 9 months. So I know that boy ain't mine. That boy ain't mine, sir. And he looked dark too. He started listening to them like Public Enemy CDs from them New York boys. And I tell you what, his skin is real dark, sir. I ain't no racist, but I tell you, he ain't my boy. I ain't got nothing to do with that, sir.
Okay. So, mister, the thing is that, now let me tell you the consequences that you're going to face right now, okay?
Yes, sir.
So listen to me carefully. Now, the State Court of Texas had decided to get your existing Social Security number suspended on an immediate basis because we are going to press 3 serious allegations on your name, which are money laundering, drug trafficking, and the theft of identification.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh
my goodness, sir! I can't, sir. I just got out of prison. Ain't there no way we could done work this out? And boy, I just done paid about $2,000 to that Jew lawyer, and I were wondering, ain't there no way we can work this out for?
Yeah, Mr. Jasper, listen to me. Don't frustrate. First of all, let me verify you that you're innocent into this case, and once I found you innocent, I'll be there with you till the time you're not going safe from this case, okay?
Yes, sir.
Keep calm and listen to me. First of all, I need to tell you the consequences. After that, I need to verify that you are innocent or not, okay? And make sure
sir.
Government agencies are getting your intentions regarding this case. And till the time, like, you're disclosing me each and every fact about yourself, like how honest you are and each and everything that you have done. So it's going to be a good part of yourself, good side of yourself, okay? Don't you worry about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So based on these allegations that we're going to put on your name that are money laundering, drug trafficking, and the theft of identification, the Social Security Administration is going to suspend your existing Social Security number at this very point of time, which means whatever information is linked to your Social Security number across the whole of United States is going to be seized and freezed by the law enforcement at this very point of time.
Yes.
And there are 2 reasons why we are doing this. The very first reason is that, like, we literally don't have any idea, like, apart from Texas, in which other areas your information is still getting misused, huh? And the second reason is that, as you're saying that you just got out from your imprisonment and you're not behind this. So if you're not,
sir, I'm not, sir. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I tell you what, I've done a few things in my criminal career, and I'll admit to them. You know, them boys that came up on that river and they stopped. Sheriff Jessup knows this. That them boys, they didn't look like boys to me. You know, them boys look like girls to me. And I told the boy, I said, "You squeal like a pig, boy," and I had my way with them. And but ain't never nothing come up about it. And I was charged with methamphetamine trafficking. I would not charge with no raping some silly city boy that looked like a girl to me. I really do appreciate, sir. I will say this because from West Virginia, we ain't got much respect for the law. But I will say I want to thank you, sir, for y'all. I don't know, y'all got a funny voice. Maybe y'all from New York. Or one of them places where the Jews is, but y'all got maybe a Jew voice, and I ain't got nothing against y'all. I know you don't like Jesus. I know you don't like Jesus, but that's okay. I don't got nothing against that, and I just want to appreciate y'all as head of the government, and I'll tell you why, sir. I'll tell you why, because I was a big fan of President Donald J. Trump, sir, and I know, and I ain't never been no fan of no federal government. But you is agent of the great Donald Trump, sir, and I do appreciate your service, sir. God bless you, sir.
I appreciate your ideas towards the government.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He's just like, he might as well be my brother. And I got so much respect for that president. And he's just better than that old Bammy. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, I sure know you do. He's just a problem. But good old Donnie. Oh boy, sir! I'm so happy that I'm dealing with a good man instead of some trickster, some Jew trickster. Jumping around like a Jew trickster, throwing around his dice. God bless that, sir. Oh boy.
Can we move ahead, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Okay, because we need to sort out the problem right now, right?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay. So the second reason why we're going to suspend your social security number is that you're saying that you're not behind this, which means someone else is misusing your identity right now. And
well, it's like a Mexican?
Sorry?
It's probably, you said that somebody's using my identity. I said maybe it's a Mexican because I know how they jump on their identities, just like they jump on their tamales. They get right on them, boys.
Well, it might be possible. So,
Christ Jesus.
If you're not behind this, which means the culprit is someone else, and he's free right now. So
now wait a minute, sir. I don't want to jump in here, but I was powerful concerned. Do you think that it's possible that Barbara Jean is sleeping with a Mexican man?
It could be possible.
Oh my God, sir!
I don't want you to
accept that, sir.
To interrupt in your private life. Like what your wife is doing right now, he's sleeping with a Mexican man or someone else.
Oh, sir, because I tell you what, my last boy, my last boy Jessup, he done got that brown. He really likes making tortillas and things like that. And oh boy, sir, you just opened up a whole can of worms, sir. I sure hope that Jessup ain't no Mexican baby. But Barbara Jean always liked them dark skinned folks, so. Boy, sir, this was really getting me deep inside. Can I ask you, is this going to send me back to jail, or can I fix it now?
Listen, as I already told you, first you need to let me tell you the consequences after that. I need to verify that you're innocent or you're guilty. So first you need to let me complete, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I'm going to tell you is that we're going to suspend your social security number right now. And there are only two persons who are going to aware about this situation. One is our department, and the second is obviously you. So there are only two persons who are aware about the situation that your social is getting suspended. And the culprit will never knows that your social is already getting suspended. And what he's going to do is what he usually does. Whenever he's going to make any kind of transaction by using your identity or by using your social, we can easily trace him. And he'll be behind the bars. And it will be proven that you're not the one who's doing all these things. Someone else is misusing your identity. Okay?
And we can agree that it's probably one of them Mexicans because, President Trump, and I know he's a government man. we all know who the problem is, and it's them Mexicans. Hey, boy, Barbara Jean always get involved in something. I told Mama, I said, don't let Barbara Jean get involved in no Mexicans. You know, if I was in prison, I'm okay with her sleeping, you know, with some white man. But boy, this just opens up a whole new can of worms, and I don't know what to do about it, sir.
Unfair, yes.
What is it? Does this mean that, like, maybe with my new baby Jessup, that I gotta buy him tortillas, and I gotta buy him beans, and I gotta buy him carne asada, and all these things? Like, you know, is this gonna be something I gotta do in the future? I tell you what, I know y'all's ain't concerned with this because y'all's the Social Security Administration, but boy, I'll tell you what, you know, this done got me in a real heap of worms. Yeah, just, you know, my boy, and he was last time we went to Kentucky Fried Chicken, you understand, here in Jessonville, Kentucky. And that boy told me, and I'll tell you this, sir, and I know as a government worker, you'll be just disgusted, sir. You know what that boy told me, sir? He told me, Daddy, let's go to Taco Bell. Oh, boy.
Hey.
Sir, I know you's an agent of Donald Trump, and I just know that you've got that hatred in your heart. It's just that they just hate America, sir. It might as well just spit on it. And that boy told me, let's go to Taco Bell. And I understand why all this is going on now with that boy at Taco Bell. I understand, you know, that's what he's interested in. He's interested in carne asada and salsas. And I'm trying to show that boy that, listen, this is America. You don't need no carne asada. You don't need no salsas. All you need is some good old, you know, untouched, you know, Kentucky steak, sir. I'm sorry to raise my voice at a government agent, sir. I do apologize, but I was powerful upset, sir. Boy.
Okay. So, mister, it's the time, like, we need to come to the point, like, you're innocent or guilty in this case. Now, I'm going to ask you some questions regarding this case.
Wait, I'm innocent or guilty? Can I choose which?
No, I'm saying that I'm going to the point, like, I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
The honest answer from your side, okay?
All right.
So, mister, have you been receiving any kind of phone calls from IRS and loan companies trying to offer you credit cards or loans?
Well, sir, I just done got out of prison. I got this here phone that Barbara Jean bought me, and I done first message I got was from y'all telling me my Social Security, you know, it may not be trustworthy. And, you know, I tell you what, sir, I done paid because, let me tell you, so, you know, between you and me, sir, you made a lot of money with meth, okay? And I had over $187,000. And my boy told me, he said, listen, Jessup, you know, if you get one of them Jew lawyers from up in New York City, you ain't going to have to do no prison time. So I done paid $87,000, sir, $87,646, I should say, to that Jew lawyer, and he told me he was going to get me off. And I done spent 7 months in county as well as 7 years in county for the sodomy charge against my sister Barbara Jean. And I tell you what, sir, I don't understand what's going on because I done paid my time, and I just don't understand. Something ain't right here, sir. And I sure hope you can figure it out. The motor show name is resting upon this, sir.
Okay. So, mister, did you share your personal information with someone through the phone call or in personal?
Well, I don't know. I ain't getting no phone call up speaking personal like, but I did done get a phone call in my message system. Done tell me to call this number because problems with my Social Security number.
Okay. And do you recall someone trying to seek revenge from you and trying to use your name?
I mean, you know, Donnie always tell us about them Mexicans, and I'll tell you what, Barbara Jean sure does love that brown skin, and I would not be surprised, sir. And this stays between you and me. I hope you don't get this. I know you's from them Social Security boys, but I hope this can stay between you and me. Is maybe she was sleeping with them brown boys from Mexico, Mexico, as they like to say it. Because she sure does love that brown skin. And I'll tell you, Jessup, he don't look like no American to me, sir. That boy look like maybe he belongs on the other side of the wall. You know what I mean? That boy, he like carne asada. He like fajitas. And he like jalapenos, too. And I don't understand why. because we ain't got no jalapenos in West Virginia. You understand what I'm saying? So that boy, he might as well call himself Jorge, because I don't know him. And I'll tell you what, sir.
Out at Donnie.
That's right, sir. God bless President Donald Trump, sir. Would you say that with me, sir? Because I know you's a big, you's a government man. Would you say with me, let's say it together, sir, God bless Donald Trump. God, I'm putting my hand to my head like I was in the army. God bless.
Okay,
let's say it, sir. God bless President Donald Trump, sir.
Trump, yes.
Yes, sir. Well, I didn't. Well, let's do it again, sir. God bless President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
And we do a salute like them Germies do it. Just straight out.
My job
because we show them what we're talking about.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yes. We put that hand straight out, sir, and we show them how far America can go. So when you say God bless Donald Trump, me, sir, and with Jesus' name, we put that hand straight out in front of everybody. Let's do it together. We put it about 90 degrees, and we say, God bless Donald Trump.
God bless Donald Trump. Okay?
Yes, sir. God bless him. That's right.
Okay. So, mister, now come back to your case, okay?
Finally.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that, it seems like that someone misusing your identity, and most probably it's Donnie, that Mexican guy, that brown skin guy, right? That you're pointing at. We're going to take it very confidentially and very strictly, okay? We are going to take Donnie into custody and interrogate him in a way,
Wait, you gonna take Donnie into custody? You gonna take Mr. President into custody? Well, don't tell me that, sir. I love Donnie. I love my president.
No, I'm going to take Donnie, that Mexican guy.
Oh, his name is Donnie. Oh, that bastard Mexican. Them always changing their names. I bet his name was Jorge before. He took the president's name, sir. Oh boy, sir, I'm liable to go out and take up one of my shotguns and kill him myself.
It seems like that we are getting out of topic. So we need to make sure, we need to safeguard your identity and yourself from this case. So can we come back to the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the thing is that we are going to suspend your social security number at this very point of time, which means whatever information that you have linked up with your existing social is going to be suspended along with your existing social security number.
Wait a minute, sir, because I can't buy that. I can't buy, cough medicine and humidifiers without that social security number. And I was just hoping, because I just got to buy a few more engines and maybe 30 or 40 bottles of nexentrethamine cough medicine. Is there no way you could hold off there? Because I'm real sick. I got a cold.
Listen to me.
Yes, sir.
Listen to me. We are going to suspend your new existing social security number and allot you a new social security number, which is linked up with all of the information that you have linked with your existing social already. Don't you worry about that. There are two government officials that are going to pay visit at your residence, and they will provide you your new social security number with everything linked with that, and they will provide your cancellation check over this case, because we found you innocent in this, okay?
Oh, God bless you, sir. That means does that mean I can go back to Barbara Jean and drop my stick down into the oil well, perhaps?
Yes. But the thing is that we are going to suspend your social security number right now, which means whatever assets or information that you have linked up with your social is going to be suspended right now. So it's the chance for you to safeguard all the assets that is linked with your existing social. Now, the situation got complicated, we have found an anonymous vehicle, car, 22 pounds of cocaine, some bank accounts, 8 debit and credit cards, and some drugs and blood residue inside of this car. So we are still in confusion, which assets actually belongs to you and whichever is fake. So I'm going to ask you some questions regarding this so I can make an asset form of yourself, and I'm going to link up with your new social security number. So I'm going to ask you some questions regarding this. All I want is an honest answer from your side, okay? You need
yes,
to,
sir.
As you're being with me throughout this phone call.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so mister, how many addresses are listed under your name?
49.
Sorry?
I'm sorry, sir. I heard you maybe didn't get that through them Oriental ears, but I was saying 49 is how many I done had, because, you know, when I done went to jail, I done made up a lot of addresses, to be honest with you.
Forget all those addresses. Forget all those addresses. Tell me those addresses which are listed under your social security and your name right now.
Sir, I don't know how to access them addresses because I ain't no learned man myself. I sure could.
The address, you don't need to tell me the address. You just tell me the exact or approximate numbers. Like how many houses do you have?
Oh boy, sir. Well, that's tough because, you know, I done build that creek house up by Lauder, and when I done build that creek house, we done put in a whole chemistry set. You know, and we just put a chemistry set up in there, and we just made meth all day up on that river. And let me tell you, you know, them boys come up on that river, them city boys, and we had a good time, boy. I tell you what, you know, we just it was almost like these was girls, almost. But I done went up there in Lauder, Texas, and I done went up there in Forsyth, West Virginia. And I also done went up there in Owensboro, Kentucky. I done went in there in Creelsboro, Kentucky. I done went there up there in Stevensboro, Kentucky as well. And I done went up there in Forceboro, Kentucky.
Mr. Jasper.
Yes, sir.
Listen to me. I'm running very short of time. I need to suspend your social security number and allot you a new social security number right now, right this moment. I need to send 2 officers at your residence. So could you please tell me in a straight manner, like how many addresses do you have right now? Don't go so much in brief.
Well, I live in Horsesboro, West Virginia. Okay. Horsesboro, Horesbro, West Virginia. But I'm a Kentucky boy by birth, sir. So I don't know if I should give my Creelsboro address. But that's Horesboro, in West Virginia.
Okay. So can you tell me, like, how many cars do you have under your social security number right now and under your name?
I would ask you a return question would be, how many mother chodes do you have, you fucking scamming piece of shit? How much of your time have I wasted is what I would like to know. My dear friend that has shat all over your own country with your scamming ways. Answer, please.
You motherfucker asshole.
Oh, that's right. How much time did I waste of yours? Thank you, Mother Chode. Goodbye, Mother Chode. Goodbye. Oh.
What do you mean by Mother Chode?
Mother Chode, Sister Chode, and to the Chode. I stop scamming people. Maybe people would have more respect for your country if you didn't scam everybody. You are a traitor. You are a traitor to your own nation.
I think
that's
gone.
What you are.
I think
God
gone.
Bless India. God bless Pakistan. But you
Agrippa,
are my friend. Goodbye.
Agrippa. He's gone. He's gone.
Maybe I should stop doing wargame videos, Adam, and just go ahead and do this.
No, that was really good. I mean, that was proper kicking it old school, just wasting as much. Honestly,
I would have gone longer, but I couldn't stand him any longer. I just had to fucking end it.
I wanted you to bring me in as Barbara Jean.
So
I wanted to try out a redneck female voice, and but you weren't keeping up with Skype chat.
I've got to piss like a racehorse, so I hope everybody excuses me. I'll be back in 15 seconds.
Okay, but that went very well. Well, he's not here for me to critique his scam baiting, but Agrippa did very well with, of course, wasting as much time as possible, which used to be my main aim. Now it's just kind of pissing them off as much as possible. But I honestly, I'm quite shocked. The guy waited for as long as he did. What did you think, Mark?
Yeah, that was a brilliant call.
It was.
Minutes. I can't be stayed on so long.
No. I think you should try calling him back now, and I'm going to try, and I hope it doesn't affect anyone. My only Latin friend here is gone already anyway, so I'm going to try a Mexican accent and see if
I'm back.
See if I
hope it did well. Like I really was trying to pretty much my thought process was this. is like, I certainly had a character, but like I wanted to waste as much of his time as possible so that he couldn't take that time to scam other people.
That's the idea.
I could have easily like given up earlier, but I was just like, first of all, I got other shit to do, but it's like, I sort of figured like, let me try to drag him on as long as possible. And what I found fascinating is the fact that whole prison thing, that really got him, like, it was like blood to a shark, because he realized, he's like, this person is just got out of jail. They have no information. Like, this is a perfect person. So to anybody watching, obviously Adam probably has a better message for you, but my advice for you would be like, if you have any legal issues, if you have any, issues in terms of like, paying credit card to like a certain credit card company or a certain bank that you owe, you're right for these people. That's what I noticed throughout this whole thing, is like the whole fact that I was an ex-prisoner, I thought that was going to get me booted, but actually that made me a firmer target. And by the way, Adam, I love you to death. I'm not even going to ask I'm not even asking your fucking okay on this. I'm sharing my channel in the chat. But I will.
No, go ahead. I shared it already. Lots of people
I know
asking.
you did. I know you did, man. I wouldn't say this otherwise. Honestly, I will say to anybody that wants to be part of my channel, I don't want to take up Adam's time. I'll just say real quickly, I do strategy war games, and quite frankly, recently I had a conversation with like much larger strategy YouTubers that YouTube is making it a lot harder for niche gamers like myself to even get views.
Right, let's not get into the semantics of that right now.
Exactly. I don't want to touch on semantics, but I'm going to share my Twitch channel because that's where I'm trying to move.
Share whatever you want.
I want to get the fuck out of YouTube.
Oh, I took you off from being a moderator, I think, because I had a big clear out of people who aren't here for all the streams.
I'll share my my Twitch channel here. And if anybody likes sort of games and stuff, you'll have fun here. But I must say, it's only on Adam's channel here on IRS Scammers that I really get to be myself and like sort of go back to improv that I used to do when I was a kid. And I have so much fun with it. And goddamn, did I have fun with that. I hope I didn't know.
At the beginning of that call, I thought you were overdoing it. I was like, you're going to lose him. You're going to lose him. And then you didn't. And then he stayed on for everything, which was great. However, now we're going to call back. Malta. I'm going to try and be Mexican Donnie.
Oh, boy. So, you mean my Barbara Jean's boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Let's call him back. I don't think I've done a Mexican accent before, so let's see how this goes.
Okay, dialing now, guys.
Administration, how may I help you?
Hey man, my friend told me I need to call because he was speaking to someone here before.
I'm sorry, sir?
You know me, my name is Donnie. I am the man. Do you remember before my friend, he called you? I call up now because of Barbara Jean.
What's your name?
Donnie, Mexican Donnie.
Mexican Donnie. And you had a word regarding your case, right?
Yes, I have a word regarding my case. What is happening here?
With whom you were talking to? Which officer you were talking to?
Officer Fraser.
Officer?
Fraser.
Fraser?
I don't know, man.
Okay, so can I have your name, your social security number, date of birth, so that I can pull up your case in my system and tell you the reason, like why you are getting these kind of calls from Social Security Administration, okay?
Yeah, my name is Donnie Mexicano.
Okay, Downey, right?
Yeah, aye, Mexican Donnie.
And can I have your social security number?
Yes, it's 4321.
4321.
76.
432176.
8897. My Mexican accent is all over the place.
You need to work on your Mexican accent. It's not good. And this coming from somebody that lived in Spain. What's wrong with you, Adam? Oh my God!
The difficulty was I was trying not to do Julio.
They go to other countries.
I was trying not to just be Julio because that would have been too easy. And I don't know how Mexicans speak, really. It's something
You need to watch Narcos, the recent
I
Narcos.
I have watched Narcos, but...
Well, I meant to ask you, and I hate to, I hope this doesn't take up, or upset anybody in the chat, but, I know you're in Spain, or were in Spain, I think maybe next to the UK.
Not for long now.
Oh, so, do you understand the difference between, a Spanish accent and a South American / Central American accent?
Well, yeah, I do very well, because, in fact, when, part of the reason I ended up here, long old story, but I had a thing with a girl from Paraguay, so it was actually Paraguayans and Chileans that I learned Spanish from.
You're drowning. You son of a bitch. You're drowning in pussy. This guy is getting water. This guy, let me tell you something. To all his viewers, I'm going to tell you something. This guy's getting waterboarded in pussy. He doesn't even have good teeth. I guess he's good looking. I don't know. I'm totally socially inept to begin with, but this guy apparently is good looking. This guy, and me and him have had chats when I was in Milan. The women he had next to him, and he pretty much categorizes average, were 10s to me. I'm talking 10 out of 10 supermodel status. This guy is drowning in the moisture from fascinated and interested vaginas. This man is drowning. I would have brought him to Portugal earlier if not for the fact that when I message him, he's likely busy. And here's the thing: I don't even take it personally. I've got a lot of friends with larger sub counts, much larger than Adam's here. As much as I love you, Adam, that I understand when they don't get back to me. When Adam doesn't get back to me, I just think in the back of my mind, I'm like, he's drowning in vagina. It's okay. This man is drowning. There's vaginas all over him, and it's fine. It's just when he can get back to me, it's not a problem. And he does get back to me. He's a really empathetic guy. But holy shit, does this guy have a way with women that I just will never understand? He's got awful teeth.
All right, stop going on about the teeth, or you won't be back on the stream.
It looks like he's been chewing on 7.56 millimeter rounds his entire life, and yet the man has a way with women that I will always feel such hatred for, and also great respect. He has women in his bed that are supermodel status. I'm not just saying this, guys, for you to subscribe to Adam here. The guy has
I don't think you're making anyone want to subscribe.
Shocks me. It upsets me in a slight way. I'm slightly jealous, but the man, oh my God, you're a god with women, Adam. You really are. Seriously.
I wish I really lived the life you seem to imagine I have in your mind.
Oh, cut it! Oh, bullshit! Come on now. I've seen the women in your bed, and these are women that you are gonna share with me, which suggests to me that you got even better women, even better women in your repertoire that you just didn't decide to call for that night. I'll bring on the 9 out of 10 for Agrippa. Here's the 9 out of 10. The 10 out of 10, she kind of deserves her own time. I won't be streaming during that time.
Yes,
just incredible. I was amazed. I really was, man. I will say this, folks. Personality is so goddamn important.
Thank you, Nick.
It's just so important. Adam is pretty much gets any girl he wants. And I've had some talks with you, right, Adam? Like you and me, especially when I was in Milan, man. I was kind of in my depressed state.
Yeah.
I certainly learned that there's an aspect of you, man. I mean, first of all, I respect you because I've had a lot of friends from the UK. I lived in Colchester for 3 months. And in general, don't take this the wrong way, but people in the UK have a difficulty in sharing emotions, saying I love you, bruv, etc.
Yeah.
That for a UK friend is really tough. But you really have a control of your emotions that I envy to a dramatic degree. You've got a gift, man. You've got a gift. If you were an X-Man, you'd be pussy man.
Well, that's lovely. Thank you. I don't think anyone
in a good way.
Pussy man in a good way. Well, that's
You're essentially Destiny. I don't know if anybody knows Destiny, the streamer, but for IRS scammer calls, Destiny is if you don't, and I don't think you do, Adam. He does like a bunch of different games, mainly like League of Legends, things like this. The guy, man, he is swimming in pussy. I mean, just any woman he wants, he gets. He's 22 or something, and he's already got like 2 kids. And he literally, on stream at the recent Twitch convention, stole a guy's girlfriend in front of him.
Thank you, Teresa. Well, that's the difference between me and him, because I have more.
And I'm not suggesting you would do that. Yeah, of course. No, you wouldn't do that. But you've got better women than he can get.
Well, that's lovely. That's lovely. I think you've got very rose-tinted view of what actually happens in my life, because mostly it's just me masturbating.
Everybody here in the chat is agreeing with me. You see that? Exactly. They know what I'm talking about. Well, this guy knows how to get girls.
Well, I think
you probably got. I bet Teresa, that $5 she's giving you. Do you think she's giving that to you because she likes your personality?
Don't be mean to Teresa.
The way you look.
Well, I can't help that I look like a kind of cross between Jake Gyllenhaal, Tom Hardy.
The Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh, you little bastard. Oh, you come to Portugal, I'll fucking slap you with a bottle of port, you prick. You won't forget it.
Oh, lovely. Come to Portugal, drink my old port.
We'll fix that aesthetic obsession real quick.
Come to Portugal, drink my old port, but then I'm going to really smack you around the face with the bottle because I'm jealous because you had sex with a woman.
I love how people in the chat are totally getting it, man. You're a cool dude. Right. I get to say this because I'm only 30. I get to say and here this is where I get my comeuppance. This is where I get my sort of revenge. You know, Adam, I really wish you were my uncle.
Why?
Because you're old enough to be one.
Oh, I think my answer was better.
I didn't hear it.
Sorry, actually, because I have 2 nephews. I don't fuck my nephew. Let's be clear on that.
Oh, shit. Well, you got a 3rd now, son. So prepare.
All right, nephew.
I'm only 30.
Yeah, but I couldn't be your dad. I could be your uncle if you're.
Well, I mean, you could be my dad, but it'd be very fucking weird. I mean, it's happened before. I think like the one thing that like shocked me the most, like that's kind of the reason that I was mentioning those Appalachian marriages, and guys in the chat like JD kind of touched upon that. Like if my dad was obviously from Kentucky, but he pretty much ran away from Kentucky because his dad was a preacher. And he joined the Vietnam War only because of the fact that he saw it as so backward. I mean, from my dad's words, he saw it as so backward that he saw war as like a preferential option to remaining in that Kentucky sort of like smorgasbord, for lack of a better word. And he told me, it's like, listen, man, in Kentucky, it's like you're 16, you get married. Like you're going to be married, and that's the woman you're going to be with for the rest of your life. And if you ever try to get away from that, the feedback from the community, from the religious community, is going to be like, you're a bad person, pretty much. And just imagine that, man. Like, even me, I'm no Casanova, but it's like, even the girls that I was with when I was like 19, 20, 21, if I had to live with them now at 30, I would kill myself. It's not even an exaggeration. I mean, I would kill myself. I'd be like, life has no purpose.
Right.
Let me just end it right now.
I hate to cut you off here, but there's a couple of things I need to address. First of all, the guys demanding scam bait calls in the chat. I said tonight we would do some calls, but we'll also have some chat. It's going to be chilled out and relaxing and talking. If you're desperate for scam baiting calls and you want us to go straight back to that, then feel free to make a donation, and I will absolutely do so. To the person in the chat, Modular. Mid-40s? Come on, I'm not in my mid-40s. I was going to say, guess how old I am. And they've all gone older. Everyone. Oh, sorry, Alma was spot on. I apologise, Alma. But everyone else, no one has guessed younger than my actual age. How fucking offensive is that? Right, I'm quite drunk.
Let me also say this. First of all, Adam is not in his mid-40s. But let me say this. Any trolls in the chat that would dare to fucking give shit to Adam, and I'm not doing this as a kiss ass, I'm doing that because I'm Adam's friend, Listen, motherfucker. This guy, if he was 70, could get more pussy than you will ever get in your entire fucking lifetime. I'm sorry, I know it's YouTube now. I just realized. Should we be using like softer language?
We should be trying to.
All right, I'm sorry. So let me put it this way. Whatever
Thank you,
desirable, beautiful female individual that you're thinking you're going to get, Adam would, number one, steal her at 70, and number two, STFU, dude. Like, this guy is a player.
I feel bad. Modular was winding me up, and I should expect that from my subscribers by now. I do.
You're always going to get trolls, dude. Don't worry about it.
Well, no, I like fun trolling. What I don't like is demands. Like, we will do some scam bait and calling, but we're just having fun. It's Good Friday. You guys can be here if you want to hang out and chat, and like you can even throw up suggestions about what you'd like us to talk to about in the chat. But don't go, right, you should do this, because that does annoy me a bit, because it's not like you get paid to do it or anything.
Adam, can I do a civilian report here as somebody who's suffered from It's Good Friday, etc. thing?
Yeah.
So, so obviously, I'm an American and everybody knows I'm an American. So Agrippa, right? Agrippa here. I was really like trying to go out and get some food. And I'm sort of like an agnostic. I'm open to things, but when I came to Portugal, I really didn't realize to the core that this is like 100% Christian country. I might as well be in Ireland. So today I'm starving, right? I'm fucking starving. And I've got Bullet, my dog, with me. And I go up to the cafe near my house at at 7:30 p.m. and it's closed. Agrippa has no goddamn food because of you Catholics. Fix this. Fix it. I don't care. I live in a Catholic country. I want 24-hour food service. What if I were Jewish? What if that were the case? I mean, it's just, I think it's hilarious. And I love Europe, by the way. I love it. And one thing I adore about it, I recently had, and I'm not going to say what kind of infection it was, but I recently had some sort of infection. Adam knows because he's in this wheelhouse.
What do you mean? I haven't had an infection. Don't
Quiet. So I had an infection in that part of your body that you don't want to talk about if you're a man. Because of reasons.
Yes, yeah, but the way you said it was like I had the same infection.
Well, I think you would do. I think you would do with the. I mean, I would say the women I sleep with, you would probably beat me by like ×8. So I had this infection in a place, and this is why I remain in Portugal.
I
love the history, I love the culture, but when I had that issue, I went to an emergency room, and I was dealt with immediately. And by the way, I just I still haven't gotten my Portuguese like fiscal code, so I don't have the código fiscal, or as Adam would say, código fiscale. For
no,
like more Spanish.
Fiscale would be Italian.
Fiscale would be Italian. So what would be the Spanish? Oh God, fiscal. But see, us Portuguese, we say fiscal, and you Spanish say fiscal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. El código fiscal.
So yeah. So basically, I didn't have. So Adam would understand. I don't have my código fiscal. If you're Portuguese, you would say fiscal. Which is much more better and much more beautiful as opposed to that dirty Spanish claptrap. But that aside, in America, if I had this issue, I would be paying, even with insurance, a good $4,000 or $5,000. And here in Portugal, I paid €7, okay, for my antibiotics, for my checkup, etc. For any Americans watching, and Adam, you can blame this completely on me. For any Americans watching, okay, I don't care if you're a supporter of Donald Trump. I don't care. You deserve, as a human being, you deserve medical care. It's that simple.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to get the difficulty here is,
no matter of how disgusting a person you are, no matter what things you've done in your past,
healthcare should be free for everyone.
You deserve healthcare. Healthcare is a human right.
To me, it's mind-blowing that there's countries where healthcare isn't free.
Of course it is. And let me say this. I'm the kind of guy, I'm very open politically. I mean, I think Adam knows that I'm very much left-leaning in general, but being a war gamer on my wargaming channel, I have a lot of right-wing guys that join my channel. And let me say this. I've got nothing against nationalists. I've got nothing against populists. Just understand, one thing we have to agree on, healthcare is a human right, okay? It's that simple. And the fact that the United States, quote unquote, the greatest country in the world, doesn't have public health care is a fucking travesty.
No, that's fact. Imagine, right, that you're a poor person and you get, I don't know, like some kind of thing that's regular to anyone, like kidney stones or something. I've had kidney stones. I was served by the NHS. It was fine. They gave me a lot of morphine, which was fantastic. But if you're doing that and you live in America and then you're like, how the fuck am I going to pay for this healthcare? And something like kidney stones, which is incredibly painful, you can't go through without medical assistance. It's not like you just go, I'm just going to ride this one out. That's nuts that any country would allow their people just to suffer because they can't afford it.
Yep.
I mean, surely when you're doing taxes, when you set up your government and you do taxes and you go, okay, we're going to take X amount from your work income a year and X amount from when you pay your houses or whatever a year. And the first thing we're going to do is put this into a little bank to go, right, everyone can go to hospital and everyone can get healthcare. What kind of backwards fucking country would not have free healthcare?
Well, see, here's the thing. It requires a tremendous amount of plausible deniability, number one. And number two, it requires, like, the upbringing you got. I'm very lucky that since I was adopted, like, obviously I spent most of my time in New York City, but my mom being Portuguese, like, I got a European perspective. And the one thing is, like, listen, I'm not the kind of guy saying, like, Europe's the greatest place ever and this is where you should be. My thought process is simple, is that there are certain things that Europe provides, and I mean any European country you're into, even if you're in fucking Greece, just economically fucked. Like, if you have a problem, right, and you have like God forbid, I mean, this is what a lot of conservatives, and again, I know no offense against your conservative viewers, but it's like this is what a lot of conservatives don't take into account is if you have an emergency where, something you never expected to occur occurs. And I've had that issue. Maybe you have a stroke and you never expected that to happen. You've been leading a very healthy life. And assume you don't have health care. Well, in America, you're looking at thousands of dollars of money that you have to deal with. And here in Portugal, one thing I love, and number one, Portugal is a great country. I adore it. As Adam knows, I spent a year and a half in Milan when me and him were speaking, and I love Milan too. And by the way, the women in Italy, bello, tutto bello, fucking most beautiful women in the world. But just fucking 10 out of 10. Like, you cannot find an ugly woman in Italy. If you find an ugly woman in Italy, that's the woman I was with during the time. But pretty much, like, look, I mean, if you get sick and if you can't do anything about it, I don't care how much money you have a right to be helped. Like, that's pretty much like this whole thing about what Americans like to talk about is that beauty of the government, that beauty of the federal republic. And there is some beauty there. But what you have to keep in mind is that federal republic, and I'm about to sound like some sort of important philosopher when I'm not, that federal republic is only as important as to what it gives you back for your input. Now, if you get an education, if you're somebody that pays their taxes, that federal government owes you some things. And one of the things, in my opinion, and it's going to be controversial, is healthcare. You deserve the best healthcare in the world. And when I got a urinary tract infection, oh, fuck, I just admitted it, Adam. Shit. When I got a UTI as a man, I was terrified. I was embarrassed. Like, I didn't think this could happen to guys. And when I went to the hospital here in Portugal, I remember the guy admitting me to the hospital said, "You don't have your código fiscal," as you would say, Adam. You don't have your fiscal code. Yeah. And I was like, well, listen, I'm a Portuguese citizen. My mom's Portuguese. Are you telling me that I can't get treatment here? And the guy goes, absolutely not, sir. And this is going to sound like a commercial, but this is the absolute truth. He said, absolutely not, sir. He patted me on the shoulder. He said, one thing has nothing to do with the other. We're going to get you into the hospital immediately. And within 20 minutes, I was being seen by a doctor. So please don't be afraid of this socialism thing. We're not talking about fucking Stalinism. We're talking about you getting your health care. That's simple. We're not talking about fucking you going to a gulag. It's really simple stuff. I mean, I'm sure that if me and Adam, were asked questions, we'd probably wind up on like center right part of the spectrum. because we're both bourgeoisie. But it's like, for God's sakes, Americans, American viewers of Adam, you deserve health care.
But a similar thing happened to me here in Spain. I got what was it? It was just a trapped nerve. It wasn't anything particularly serious, but my back wasn't working properly. Like, even to raise my t-shirt over my head was hurting. And I was like, shit, I should probably go to the hospital. And when I got there here, the guy was like, do you have your Spanish health card? And I was like, I didn't even know I was meant to have one of them. And he was like, it's fine, just come through. Sorted me out, gave me a prescription for some things. And I was like, all right, fair enough. Well, maybe it's just me and I'm lucky, but the Spanish healthcare system seems pretty much as good as the UK one. Anyway, Mark, are you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry, Mark. Christ, man, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's quite interesting what you're saying about healthcare.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shall we? I want to see if we can have one more call. And then what I'm thinking, I don't know if you guys are up for it, but because I'd like to just get into some chat and having some fun and drinking my vodka. But we can switch to my second channel so that people won't be disappointed with that. But let's see if those last kind of very slow scammers will answer one more time. If you would be so willing to call them. Mark. And
what I love though, Adam, is like that guy said a lot of stuff when I stopped the call, and I would have loved to get a translation of what he said.
Oh man, he got confused though. You were talking about Donnie, as in Donald J. Trump, and then he was like Mexican Donnie that ran off with your wife. That was fucking.
I think I did a good job.
Yeah, no, I just wish my Mexican accent hadn't been so poor. I think I could have had him on the line longer when I was Mexican Donnie.
No, but that's the thing. Like you over exaggerated it. I mean, after this stream, you and me will get together because you could come up with a really cool like James Bond Mexican accent. Because like since you understand the Spanish intonations, where basically for anybody that doesn't understand. Oh God, what's that thing with like Madrid speakers? Oh, Adam, you should know this. With Madrid speakers, they almost sound, and nothing against people that are gay, but if you're from Madrid, speaking Spanish, you have a sort of gay, like intonation to your voice. So, like as an example, like if you're from Mexico, you'll say like "Buenos dias," okay. But if you're from like Barcelona, you'll say "Buenos dias."
No, I think that's a bit of a
you know what I'm talking about?
That's the.
Can you explain to your viewers the thing where it's like there's like almost like having a Sith. Having a Sith is a beneficial thing.
No, but I live in Catalonia, where the first language is Catalan, so it's not so much like that.
Sí, prefieras de hablar perfectamente, mi amigo.
Yeah, there's far too much saliva in your mouth while you're saying that.
Too much because you don't understand the language. It's so good that you've been here for as long as you have.
But the Catalans, they don't have that kind of Spanish stereotype.
It's because they don't understand how beautiful Spain is. You know, they're fucking communist and socialist.
Well, they want their independence from the rest of. Anyway, again, let's stop getting into politics and UTIs.
I'm sorry. Before we get into politics,
make the call. Agrippa, like it's been really good.
I think this is very important to say, like very quickly. It's just like, you know, Francisco Franco, like beautiful Francisco Franco, like he knew about fashion. Okay, he knew how to dress, Adam, and
Agrippa,
like I don't know what you're talking about. Like he was totally down 100%, man.
Right.
Let's go for it, guys.
Are they?
I'm going to try this one last number. What is that noise in the background?
It's not coming from me.
Pop around. Noise.
Agrippa, are you
Yeah, I'm still here.
Are you
No, just
whacking
I saw the conversation going on in your
I'm
chat right now, and I
I'm
was
just
saying that.
asking you a question.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Were you making some weird noise?
The Social Security Administration. How can I help you today?
Yes, hi. I've received a message on my answering machine saying I need to give you a call back on this number because my social might be frozen.
So did you have a word with anybody earlier before, like regarding this case?
No, Sugar Tits, you're the first I've spoken to. Pushed it too far with Sugar Tits.
Hung up on Sugar Tits.
Fucking pussy, man. Really? Like that was acceptable. Come on.
I know. I mean, why can't we just call women Sugar Tits and be? And it'd be fine.
You can call me Sugar Tits. I'm 270 pounds.
Try giving her a call straight back, Mark, and I'll see if not, then we'll close this down and we'll move to my second channel. But let's see. I just want to see if this horny little Rundy wants a.
Social Security Administration.
I have received a message saying I need to give you a call back on this number.
All right.
Can you tell me what this is all about?
All right. Hold the line, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Sandusky, I'm speaking with.
Hi, my name is Graham McTavish.
All right, sir. Just hold the line, sir. Let me pull up the information.
Aye, no worries.
So you received a voicemail, or did you speak to any officer today?
I received a message on my cellular phone. It was, I reckon it was about 1 p.m. this afternoon, saying I need to give you a call back here because I was going to get arrested and my social security was going to be suspended.
All right. Can you please confirm me your first name and last name?
Aye, it's Graham, Graham, McTavish.
Your last name?
McTavish, that's big M, small C, big T, Avish.
Zip code?
I'm sorry?
I need your zip code, sir.
Aye, it's 43613.
And your last visit of your social security?
It's 4378.
All right, sir. Mukhtaris, you need to hold the line, sir. I need to fill up one form at the moment. Stay connected with me, okay?
All right.
Sir, are you calling me up from Toledo?
Aye, from Toledo. Toledo, Ohio.
All right. Okay, just give me a moment.
All right.
So, Mr. Mukhtaris, at the moment, sir, I want to know one thing. A couple of years ago, did you lose your wallet, your documents like your social security, your driving license, your banking information, like identity theft? Anything happened to you like this?
In what time frame?
Like a couple of years ago?
I lost my wallet in El Segundo.
In which year?
I think it was around 2014.
Mm-hmm. Did you give any complaint related to this?
Well, not exactly. I did get some complaints because I've been in a stripping bar around there at the time, and apparently you weren't meant to touch the ladies, but I've been touching everyone. And it was in the same bar where I lost my wallet.
Where it was? It was happening in the shopping mall?
In the Vanilla Unicorn.
Okay, all right. So did you give any complaint related to this?
Do you mean, was there a complaint registered because I lost my wallet? Or do you mean there was a complaint registered because of my wandering hands?
Okay, all right.
Because yeah, if you're saying yes, you're right. There was a complaint registered because of me wandering hands.
Okay.
But not because I lost my wallet. Only because I was touching where I shouldn't have been supposed to be.
All right, Mr. McTavish, just hold the line, okay?
All right, thank you, Mom.
All right. So, Mac Travis, can you please grab a pen and paper?
Aye, give me a wee moment there.
Okay.
What do I be needing here?
You just need to write down my name, my employer ID, and the case ID number.
Alright, so I'm gonna need a pen and paper.
Yes.
Alright. So, what's your name?
My name is Lisa Morgan, sir.
Lisa Morgan. Aye, I've got your name there, wee lassie.
Write down my employer ID 74205.
74205. Alright.
Just write it down the case ID number.
The case ID number.
M as in Mary, B as in boy.
I didn't hear you. Could you start from the beginning?
M as in Mary.
M for Mary.
B as in boy.
B as in boy.
021879.
021879. Alright.
All right. So I want to know, sir, as you have lost the document in 2014, you filed a complaint related to this. I want to know, sir, did you find any kind of suspicious in your account, in your credit card, in your debit card, in your current account, like checking and saving? Did you find any kind of fund transfer?
A fund transfer?
Any deduction or any fund transfer?
I don't even know. There's always people trying to take money out of my account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe in 2016 was the year I made the little prosy, and I think there was a transfer of about $450.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for that, I had agreed with her just for a quick suck job, and she charged me for the full works.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably where the problem is.
Like, whom did you pay the money, sir?
The wee prosy?
Like you said, right? You paid somebody $450.
Aye, I did, the wee prosy.
Uh-huh.
But all I got was a blowy, and that should have been about $50, and she charged me $450. So I'm short about $400. Hello?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Just hold the line.
All right.
It will take me 5 minutes. Can I put you on hold for a moment?
I need to use the bathroom for a moment. Is that all right?
The bathroom. In the meantime, I will hold the line.
All right. I'll give you a wee shout when I'm back here. All right.
You can hold the line. I will hold the line, sir. No problem. You can put your mobile phone on speaker. I'll stay connected. Don't worry.
All right. Thank you. I'm sorry, darling. You're still there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I'm done now.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Just a moment.
All right. You take your time, sweetheart.
Thank you.
When all acquaintance be forgotten,
Yes, sir, I'm back.
I'm here.
Sorry?
I'm here.
All right. So you're in the washroom, sir, at the moment?
I am in the washroom. How did you know I'm in the washroom?
Because your sound is very much echo.
I'm just, I've got a very cheesy cock, so I'm just trying to scrape the smegma off.
All right. You can do that.
I have been doing that. It's nearly completely clear now. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm just coming out of the washroom.
Okay.
So what can I do for you?
We can keep on talking. I don't mind for that.
Well, what's going on with my social security?
You don't need to worry, sir. We will take care of this, okay?
And what about you, my darling? Are you gonna take care of me?
If you want so.
Well, I do want, because you sound like a very sexy lady.
Oh, thank you.
And what do you think of me? Do you think I sound sexy?
What is your age?
I'm 43.
All right.
What is your age?
30.
Ah, perfect. And what are you wearing?
Formal clothes?
Formal clothes.
Because I went to church. After church, I came here straight.
Ah, you went to church. All right. We both kind of know what's going on here, don't we? So did you really go to church?
Yeah.
So why are you now working in a scamming call center if you believe in Christ and God and all that?
Because what to do, I'm not getting any kind of woman, so I'm just doing a part-time job here.
Yeah, but it's not
And
a
I was
part. Yeah, but
very
it's a part-time job. Are you aware it's a part-time job that harms people? Like you're ruining people's lives for your job, and then you tell me you're a Christian. I mean, I'm not a Christian. It's kind of hypocritical for me to have a go at you. But I'm curious how you can say that you're a believer of God and then come and work in a job which harms people's lives. Explain that to me.
That's correct. I'm losing this. I'm quitting this company, but this month ends because only 10 days left. So I'm gonna quit it because I'm not in this atmosphere. I'm liking it. That is the reason I went to church today. I was not supposed to come, but I plan it. I have to come. Otherwise, these people say
So,
that
so
if you didn't come today, they will not pay my salary and incentive. That's it.
okay, I appreciate that. And I mean, as you're being quite candid with me, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So how did you get this job? Did you know that you were going to become a scammer?
I was not aware about this.
So did you think you were really going to work for the Social Security Administration?
No, I'm not because the situation because on 28th of March I lost my father, which is quite of needing money. That's the reason I started working on this month, and
Yeah.
I come to know about this process, and I was a bit shocked. I went to church today, and I decided not to work this, but I will complete this 10 days. I have to finish this month, and I'll take my salary. Then I'll start to work in a good company.
Well, I really want to believe you. I hope you're aware I've been doing this for quite a long time, and I've heard a lot of scammers say that they'll take their salary and then they'll quit. I mean, you're Christian, I assume, rather than Hindu, but like, why would you ever take a job that I mean, if you're Christian, am I correct in saying you're Christian?
Yes, correct.
Now, isn't one of the 10 commandments? Isn't one? Am I incorrect in saying that one of those is "Thou shalt not steal"?
Correct.
And so, I mean, I don't really believe in all this religious bollocks. I think religion causes more harm than it does good, but, you know, each to their own or whatever. However, if I followed a religion where one of those 10 commandments, I mean, maybe you can correct me in what I'm saying is perhaps wrong, but if you break those commandments, isn't that basically saying that's your pathway to hell? If there is a heaven and hell, aren't you going to go to hell for being a thief?
Yes, but I tried to take forgiveness from God because I went to church today as
Do you
well
know
for
what?
that.
Can I say something? This is what really pisses me off about people with religion, because you always do the worst shit to each other, and then you go, oh, well, I can repent to God because God forgives me. And yet fucking atheists and agnostics, we're like, let's not be dicks to each other. Let's not hurt each other. I'm so tired of hearing fucking people who have religion doing the worst possible shit to each other and then going, well, God will forgive me because he's a forgiving creature. Honestly, I hope he's not. I hope he does fucking banish you for being a thieving cunt. Do you see what I'm saying here? It's all well and good saying, well, I can do as much bad shit as I want as long as I go to church and I repent my sins. No, fuck that. Just don't do bad shit in the first place.
You know, but let me clear to you, okay? Travis, right? I'm speaking with.
You can call me Adam, like the first man ever. You can call me Adam.
Adam, okay. Adam, see, like you never know in life will teach you many situations comes up, okay? Sometimes you never know what you are doing, what is in your mind, what is in your brain, what is in your heart, right? So we are human beings. We have three different things comes in our mind. So these things happen to me as well, and that is the reason which require me to do it. For my heart says that not to do it. For my mind and my brain says that you should do it. Why? Because you need money. You know, I understand your point, what you mean to say, but every human being has their own point of view, way of living.
No, I understand, and especially I'm assuming or I'm guessing that you're based in India. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, yes, correct, sir. And even though, sir, like, I'll tell you one thing. See, every people have their own point of view concept in their life, right? Now, I don't know what situation you're living and what am I living at the moment, right?
No, well, my situation is kind of good, and I don't think I'm completely without compassion. I get it. Like sometimes life seems that bad, you have to take a job that doesn't seem perhaps morally correct, and a job you're probably, especially in India, well compensated for. Am I correct in saying that? You get a pretty nice salary at the end of your month, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yeah. Go on. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, Adam.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, what's your name? Because you haven't told me your name. Your real name, if that's okay.
Yes, Lisa.
Lisa. Okay. Well. Whether or not that's your birth name, that's what I'll call you. But Lisa, like, do you see what I'm saying though? Like, the reason I do what I do, I don't know if you're aware of what I do, Lisa, but I spend a lot of time calling up you guys and wasting your time, and just because it upsets me that you steal money from people who are naive or elderly. It upsets me. But I understand in India you live a life that's a lot closer to the poverty line, and you have this impression of the USA that everyone there is rich. I get that. But it's not really the case though, is it? And you're not stupid, are you? Lisa.
I'm here, sir.
Yeah. You're not stupid, are you?
No.
You know that you could be
How I
causing serious harm to people.
Mm-hmm.
But you still work there because the money outweighs the moral righteousness. I'm right in saying that.
You're correct.
So you sold your soul for 50 pieces of silver, basically, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you speak to people, I know, like, we've had a bit of fun. I don't know at what point that you realised that I was playing a game with you, but we've had a bit of fun. But what about all the people you really speak to that really believe you? Do you have any kind of consideration towards them?
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Right. You and you know I was messing around with you. I'm not sure at what point you realised I was
Yes,
messing around with you.
I was doing that.
Sorry?
I was doing that. You were just playing with my.
Yeah. But you must speak to a lot of people every day.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
I tried to pick up the call.
Sorry?
I'm just waiting for my salary. That's it. I usually don't talk to people. I just make it do not call on my system. So I simply see it, calls come, then I disconnect it.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I say it when I'm in my system. I don't pick up the call. I usually make it do not disturb. So that if anybody try to call me up, also I never entertain.
Okay. So what about who employed you?
Sorry.
How did you get this job?
There is my common friend now who is working here. So she recommended me, and then after that I came here, and after that I come to know that this is all about. So from that moment I just make one sale, and after that I'm sitting here, and when I come to know about this process, then from that moment, whenever any calls come, I usually disconnect the call. I don't want to pick up, or I don't want to discuss about this matter with any customer. But when you call me up on that time, like the manager was backside, so that's the reason I picked up the call. Otherwise, I was not in the mood to talk to anybody today.
Would you be willing? I mean, I don't know how free you are to talk while you're currently in the call center at the moment. Would you be willing to talk to me and explain everything you know about this scam outside of what you're doing? My friend who was on a call with one of your colleagues earlier, he's saying, he's messaging me now, and he's like, because he's listening. He's saying he's willing to pay you, like, not much, not probably what you would make off the Social Security people, but willing to make a donation if you have a PayPal, if you'd be willing to give an open and honest interview outside of your scamming call center.
All right. Okay.
If I can I bring him on until, I mean, I don't know how you can send me your PayPal. Right, let me bring my friend into the call, because he wants to ask you a couple of questions, and he says he's more than willing to send you like £15, which I don't know how much that is in rupees, but bear with me a moment, because he's got a question for you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
All right.
So I guess you're not under observation at the moment. Is that correct, Lisa?
Right.
So you can speak freely.
Not so much.
Okay. Because I'd be very curious to know the kind of ins and outs of this scam, how it runs. Like, why is it that the SSA scam is so popular? Are you familiar with the other scams that are run out of India, like the IRS scam and the tech support scams? Are you familiar with those? Lisa?
Yes, I'm here. Just hold the line.
Okay, sure. Lisa?
Adam, just hold the line, please.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, Adam, I'll give you a call back later because my manager is there, okay?
What, right now?
Not right now. I'll give you a call back,
Well,
okay?
you can't call me back because this is a burner number. When can I call you back?
It's kind of possible because a couple of, after an hour, they will be logged out and it's kind of possible for me to talk because they are here in front of me.
Well, right now, have they heard us talking?
No, I've just put my both hand into the mic and I'm talking to you.
Right, well, is there another way I can contact you? Do you have Skype or Instagram?
No, I don't use it. I'm not familiar of this.
Right, well, I'm curious because it seems that you're quite open and willing to talk about this scamming operation. So I do want to be able to get back to you at some point, Lisa. So you're going to need to give me a way to do that.
Sure, definitely, I'm going to help you out. But if you can help me out with the contact details, then I can get back to you later once I reach home.
Okay, yeah. So what, should I call you back on this number? Because these numbers aren't very stable.
All right, okay. You give me a call back after 40 minutes, okay?
40 minutes. And you'll definitely still be there?
Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah.
Right, 40 minutes, I'll call you back, Lisa. And then you're going to be free to talk about everything.
Yes, correct.
All right. And so I need to ask for Lisa. Lisa who?
Lisa Morgan.
Lisa Morgan. Okay. I will call back in 40 minutes and ask for Lisa Morgan.
All right. Okay.
All right. If you make me wait 40 minutes and then this number doesn't work or I can't get through to you, I'm going to be very upset, Lisa.
All right. You can give me a call back.
Right. Well, I hope so.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Goodbye. Yeah, no, I don't know what to make of that, guys. She was giving us some kind of interesting information. I always like to try and sort of pierce the armor, so to speak, a little bit when it comes to them. Agrippa was saying, I've got a question for her, and then I tried to bring Agrippa on the line and he didn't answer. She might love me. I think I told her I was older than I actually was, though, didn't I? Well, who doesn't like my accent, Anna? I have the classical British standard accent. Keji, you might be right. But hopefully, sometimes getting through to some of these scammers, it's just as important as fucking calling them up and abusing them, which is more fun for you guys in the chat, of course. But we're going to have to try and wait, I suppose, Mark, for 40 minutes.
Yeah. That'll bring us up to midnight my time, 1 a.m. your time.
20. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I was going to say we're 20 past, but then I realised that's 40 minutes, not 1 hour. So what's going to happen for the next 40 minutes is Mark's going to sing a song.
You were cutting out there, Adam.
Sorry, it's because Agrippa was calling. and not into the group chat. I'll try and bring him into this and see what he had to say about that. Yeah, so Mark's going to sing a song for 40 minutes. Stop fucking calling and answer the call we're making to you. Well, Cheyenne is...
I really want to slap you about. Like, I was willing, totally willing, and I'm not a wealthy guy, folks. I was totally willing to pay her €40, and let me tell you why, guys. I gotta take over. I gotta take over your spotlight here, Adam. The woman was willing to. That's something very rare to find in these sort of streams. So, like the willingness, number one, was huge. I would have paid her.
Your mic is awful at the moment, Agrippa. Can you move like closer to the mic or something?
Sorry, say that again, Adam.
That's much better.
Okay.
Oh,
I can also sort of push the mic away from my PC. But essentially, listen, I was totally willing to pay her. She was honest. And I like what I wanted to ask her, my biggest question was like, do you understand the fact that people in Western countries, there are people that are in such a situation as you are, where they don't have a job. They don't have any ways of paying their medical care. Do you understand that?
Oh, no, absolutely. The point I was trying to make
is that every single Westerner is like a fucking millionaire. I mean, because that's a fucking joke. It's just so silly. It's like, this belief, it's a very, very just irrelevant and uneducated belief that every single Westerner is wealthy. And I know everybody in chat knows what I'm talking about, man. Like, we all work for our fucking wage. We all have to we have to wake up in the morning when we don't want to work for our fucking wage. So there's been a lot of miseducation going on for people, that are Europeans or people even that are Americans. Suggest that we have some easy way to wealth.
No,
we don't. I mean, we're in the same situation as these people, Bali and etc. We're all in the same situation. We're all poor. We all want to have enough wealth to much support us, to pretty much pay our medical bills and get our luxury goods. And it's like,
Agrippa, your microphone again is cutting out a lot, and something else. I'm hearing what you're saying, and this is the point I'm trying to it's almost an impossible situation to put yourself in, because if you imagine you live in this poverty-stricken country and someone offers you a job where you get paid enough to look after yourself and your whole family and send money back home to your family and live in a nice, I don't know, let's say it happened like this. Like for Mark or I, someone said, okay, come to London. All you have to do is phone people up and do blah, blah, blah. And you're going to get 30 grand a month. Or for you, Agrippa, someone said, okay, come to New York and you're going to phone people up and you're going to get 30, 40 grand a month. It would be kind of hard to turn it down. And that's why you have to be kind of compassionate to an extent, because I'm sure the way these jobs are sold to the people that are actually on the end of the telephone is very different. And then when they realise what they're doing, and I think even and it comes from the top, that they're told all Americans or all Americans, all British, all Canadians, they all have shit tons of disposable income. So it's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. A couple of grand to them
May I
is
jump
nothing.
in here for just for a second, because I agree 110% with what you're saying. I really feel the need to say something here, as an American. So that is to say this, if it's okay, Adam, if I can take over just for a second. Look, Americans, just like Canadians, just like British people, we also have issues that we have to deal with that we simply can't afford. And I'm not talking about Americans that are lazy and sit in their homes, etc. I mean, Adam knows that I'm pretty much a hash addict, and I sit at home here in Portugal and do nothing. But I'm not speaking for all Americans. But what I'm saying is that there are plenty of Americans that work as hard as you can imagine. We're talking 18-hour days. We're talking 3 jobs for a fucking one person just to survive. And I think, and I hope I'm not going too far with this, that I hear this a lot, especially being an ex-American. Obviously I'm still an American, I still have an American identity, but I love Portugal. You know, I hear that whole thing from old friends of like, oh, what are you, a socialist, a communist? Well, listen, motherfucker, maybe I am. Maybe I am a socialist and communist. Let me explain myself.
Let's not
If a
get into
socialist and
politics.
communist means that I believe that I should receive health care from my government, and that I believe that when I break my ankle, perhaps my government should step in and assist me, and that all the taxes that I'm paying for my labor are going to that said government and giving me those services, yeah, motherfucker, I'm more than happy to accept that socialistic label. If you're going to call me a socialist for accepting the very basic goods that I deserve as a human being, then fuck you, I am a socialist. Very good.
No, that doesn't make you a socialist or a communist. It makes you a humanist.
Let me finish. Americans have this, and being an ex-American, I understand this. Americans have this bizarre obsession with not being labeled a victim, and I understand that obsession. Americans like to believe that they are sort of, self-preserved. They like to believe that they have that sort of individuality, that American individuality, and that's beautiful, and I love it. But at the same time, whether or not you have that American individuality, and this is where I end my bizarre intellectual rant, is listen, whether or not you have that American individuality, you absolutely have the right to fucking universal healthcare. You have the right for the government taking care of your healthcare. You have the right for every single individual in the country supporting your healthcare. And if you're such a libertarian that you love your government and aren't willing to accept the fact that your government certainly spends certain things that are over the border, then you know what? Be happy to the fact that you support a government that takes care of you at the very least. If you don't have a government that takes care of you at the very least, then if you're a libertarian and you support that government, you're a fucking moron.
Okay, Agrippa, I think we all agree healthcare should be free for all. However, let's shut it down on the politics talk.
Go to Kentucky and ask them that question.
Yeah, fuck people in well, I know some people in Kentucky.
Well, look, my ultimate point is this. And I'm sorry to cut you off because you have some good points, but just let me say this. If you're willing to throw in as many dollars as you are to America, the American government in general, you are at the very least owed the basic, the basic human rights. And in my opinion, one major human right, and again, this is a very unqualified suggestion, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Healthcare is a human right.
But we've discussed this. We discussed this earlier, dude. I don't mean to be rude, but let's shut down the fucking politics talk. Like, people aren't here to talk about communism and socialism and politics. Communism is a great idea in theory. It's just the brain surgeon can't get paid the same amount as a postman. That's the only reason communism shouldn't work. I'm all for equality in everything we can have. Anyway, though, that's enough politics talk, man. Like that's not what people come here for. We literally gone from 130 people watching to 86 during the time you started your politics rant.
My apologies, man. I hope I wasn't responsible for that.
Well, yeah,
I probably was. You have to forgive me, Adam.
I do forgive you, but we already had this conversation.
I'm just kidding. I love Donald Trump. Donald Trump, great. He's great. He's perfect. Like this.
Or whatever people. The thing is, I take a very existential view on most of these things. There's not a lot I can do to influence it, so why should I bother?
Let me just say this, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way. But if those people left because they're Trump supporters,
no, I don't think they did.
You out of my own pocket. What those idiots fucking left for it.
People are here to be entertained and hear jokes about.
You're right. Well, I think I've entertained them. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
But I want people to be here to hear the jokes about
the
are
entertained.
I don't want people here that want to talk about communism.
No, I'm not. But I'm not pushing communism, for the love of God, man. I mean, I hope you understand me long enough to know I'm not pushing communism.
Yeah, but dude, can I make a point? Just slow down. You talk a lot, but you don't listen very often.
You're right. Listen, if you didn't know these negative qualities about my personality, you wouldn't be my friend. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'll STF you. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's not even that. But just calm down. Not everyone just wants to hear the same voice all the time. Not even mine, and mine is dulcet.
I know, man. I'm sorry. I took it too far, and Adam, like, seriously, man, I love you like a brother. I have sort of a tendency to go crazy. I'm sorry, guys. Like, Adam's worth listening to. His silly, crazy friends don't take those into account. Occasionally they say smart things, but occasionally we're idiots and we realize it. And yeah, man. I mean, listen, I love being in America, and I really do. I mean, all the nasty things they say about America, I'm very proud, Adam, to be an American. Like, seriously, dude. You know, there's benefits to it, and there's beauty to it. You know, and not even to sound cliche. Like, you know, I really have parts about the United States that I miss tremendously. You know.
Good. Right. Mark, hello.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Do we have any more numbers? I don't know.
I have no idea. Well, we do, but they got question marks. There's one here.
Well, we have to kill 40 minutes, but 40 minutes without politics. Sorry, Agrippa, go ahead.
I was saying if you'd be up for it, and of course, you know, this is very much like an if question. If you go to freethoughtproject.com, there's a tremendous amount of videos in the United States of, like, pretty much police overstepping their bounds. And what I was thinking is, like, what if we, and again, Adam, this is totally up to you, dude. What if we called, like, a police union or the police department in the United States and complained about an officer doing something wrong? And we could even show the viewers what he did, and we could objectively decide whether or not this is, like, something good or bad, etc. I'm not suggesting we do this for this stream, but I think it's something in the future, man. There's so much wickedness out there that you know, I'm sure the viewers, if they saw the video, would kind of be on board.
Right.
And if we call that number, and not even as a joke, just
but
like
that's
in
like
general,
a real number. It's not a scammer, is it?
It's not a scam. No, it isn't.
I'm uncomfortable calling it. Like the reason I enjoy making prank calls to scammers so much is there's no recourse whatsoever, because these people are criminals. Like, even if you phoned up, let's say, a pizza delivery place and made a false order, in fact, that's kind of heinous, actually. Or even if you called up a free phone, let's say Windows actual customer support, and you made fun of the guy on customer support. For me, that's not right.
All right, so without challenging your ethics, because I understand that, there are certainly several American police departments, by going on Free Thought Project, we could find this, that clearly, objectively, have done something wrong.
Okay,
and,
no,
and there's
but,
not,
but,
there's
but
not going to be
I'm not phoning a police
to
department full stop, because the police do a job that the rest of us don't. Like, everyone, with the exception of criminals, there's no one I'm happy to call and waste the time of. But when it comes to scammers, I'll call them and I'll say whatever. But I would never phone up someone who might, like, imagine if we phoned up just some random police station because we don't agree with their ethics, but during that time they got a call for a domestic violence incident, and because they didn't get it in time.
No. So hold on 1 second. I mean, listen, I'm not challenging your point. This is your channel. You're absolutely right. If you don't want to phone it, no worries. Let me be clear. When you call a non-emergency number, which is what I'm suggesting, you're not calling somebody that is waiting for a call for emergency service by any stretch of the imagination.
No, I get that. But for me, on this channel, I would not call anyone who isn't trying to commit a crime. And I think even to an extent that's...
American police? I mean, come on. Come on, no, man. Not trying to commit a crime.
No, but ethically, for me... Even sometimes when we call scammers and we get a scam that isn't run by Indian people and I get like a proper American accent on the line, I get freaked out. It puts me off my game, because I'm like, can this person really be a scammer? And then I'm like, right, get your head back into it. As long as what they're saying to you doesn't make sense, then it's fine.
Right.
But if you're calling
No,
someone...
I can see that. I mean, to jump in here real quick, I think that the recent woman you spoke to, there was a great deal of bravery there. I really would have loved to have brought that out, for a little bit longer, because, to be in that situation and to admit that you are part of a scam, that really requires like a great deal of honesty, I think. Like, she, I would have paid her, honestly. But I understand what you're saying, Adam, that, avoiding that sort of political connotation and just sort of picking up the scammers, it makes sense, man.
Well, you look at someone like, let's say, for instance, Ownage Pranks, he'll just phone up anyone, and if he can make a funny video out of it. And he makes some great funny videos, which is the reason he's got like 5 million subscribers. But... yeah. Ethically, for me, I would never want to call people outside of scammers, because at least I know wherever I go or whatever I say to them, it's always justified, because it's taking the time away from someone who is a legitimate criminal, whether or not they know that themselves.
Well, dude, you nearly fucking solidified that previous call with that woman, and I saw the chat. I mean, people were agreeing with this, that that's the reason I was sending you those messages. Like, I would have paid her easily €10 to just keep talking, because she was giving information that, in my opinion, is kind of rare for us to hear. She was being quite honest. So I would have easily sent her like €10 just to be like, keep talking, just keep saying what you're saying.
Well, I know you were saying that, but honestly, at the same time you were sending me the messages, and I was kind of like, I think I've got her here.
I think you got her. Yeah, I think you did.
Like,
I think she would have pretty much kept talking to you no matter what. And I honestly believe what she was saying when she said that, like, her supervisor or whatever was watching. I believe, like, she pretty much realized, and again, this is a very subjective view, but I believe that she probably had money in her life earlier.
Oh, that's what intrigues me so much, because I'm waiting for the one of them to be honest enough and say, okay, I've come from a fairly decent family. I mean, and of course, perhaps all the views I have are quite stereotypical, because I've only learned this from making calls or from speaking to scammers and other scam bases. But like most of them, the majority of the scammers, they come from Nagaland, which is a very poor area of India. And they come down to the more metropolitan areas like Mumbai, and they get these jobs in these scamming call centers. And I do think, to an extent, like the people we speak to, the people that pick up the phone, they're a little bit naive, probably more like they're naive in what's happening.
No, I
disagree.
They must realize at some point. I disagree, and let me just give you an example. The woman you just spoke to, that was willing to be honest and that had some empathy, I really believe that she was the Indian version of an American, what's the word, sort of like princess. Because you could see she had no interest in keeping that job. She was more than willing to admit everything to you. To me, it almost seems like she would be the equivalent of like a prairie princess of the United States, which is like those girls that are like, like pretty girls that get money from their dads, like $500,000. Like, I would not be surprised if she was in Delhi and she was getting like $10,000, $15,000 from her dad. And her dad was like, listen, you need to get a job. And she's like, okay. Because she was so willing to admit everything and so willing to completely come forward with everything that she actually provided, objectively, a very valuable, bit of information. That's why I said I'll pay her 15. Like, she was willing to admit, like, this is all bullshit, and I completely agree with you, and like, you're totally right. And I don't see that occurring unless she had means, unless she had an out. You know what I mean? Like, unless she had a dad or a brother or an uncle that had some money that when she leaves this garbage job would pay her.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We can speculate, but actually getting the answers from her is better. But that's always been kind of something I've done throughout my scam betting career. If they show remorse and they show kind of like, respect might not be the right word, but like are willing to talk openly, then I'll happily do that. I mean, as much fun as it is calling them cunts and tossers and wankers and knobs, to get the information out of them, how they got into that job and what's happened is great. Like, I'd love to get deeper into it. I'd love to speak to someone higher up and find out more. Right, I think a lot of people are. Well, I think Mark, has it been 40 minutes now? Can we call her back?
No, it's only been 20 minutes, but I do have another number we can try.
Oh, well, that would be lovely.
Okay.
Wait, who's speaking?
Loading it up.
I'll start.
Go for it, Kimosabe.
I don't know if they're going to answer, though.
It's a bit late, isn't it?
Yeah. It is getting a little bit late on this Good Friday.
Yeah, I forgot it's Good Friday, isn't it?
Well, none of them should be working at all, technically.
Yeah, I bet by now they're all on the Desideru or something.
The what?
Desideru?
What's the Desideru?
It's like, I guess Americans could call it moonshine. It's homemade alcohol. I've got hiccups.
It's me.
Oh.
Alex, Adam, sorry. So a question. So, a fucking out of shape piece of shit. Looking at the ogre, one of the mountains in the actual sort of Himalayan mountain range. Would you be down? And keep in mind, I have high blood pressure and all sorts of problems. You and me, we climb that shit. I'm not talking about fucking Everest. I'm just saying, like, one of the smaller mountain ranges in that situation.
I'll climb a mountain.
Oh well, now I've got your name on it. Oh Christ, you're gonna have to tell my family how I died.
I go walking in the mountains quite often. I really love the mountains.
I've developed this irrational obsession. I've studied Everest and all this stuff, and I've developed this irrational obsession with like these mountain ranges, especially Everest, where I just like I don't feel like I would ever do it, but at the same time I really want to. I mean, dude, I would love to like climb Everest. It's I've done all the research on it. I understand the complexity, etc. At this point, it's pretty much a tourist destination where like when you're climbing up Everest, you have like 20, 30 tourists in front of you. If you're down to do it, Adam, like I will do it. Obviously, I want to get like in shape a little bit first. I would want to like lose excess weight, but I will climb fucking not Everest, but like the Ogre, which is number 5.
Where's
and we don't need extra oxygen, but like we'd have a lot of fun, dude. And like going to India, I actually think it's on the Chinese side, so we'd have to go to China.
If I went to India, I could combine it with a trip to trying to actually discover what goes on in these scam call centers. I don't think there would be. I know where some of them are. I literally know the addresses of them. Well,
let me put it this way, like, especially if we were in Kathmandu, in the Nepal side, which is pretty much like most Everest climbers go to the Nepal side, there's a ton of these call centers in Kathmandu. So, like, we could do something crazy, like go to the Kathmandu call center and be like, we're better than you. We're going to climb your fucking mountain. But I warn you, my friend, like, if you're down for this, number one, we're going to have to both pay a lot of money. Number 2, you should put it on your channel. And number 3, we might not make it back. I mean, one of us may die, which is why I recommended us do not K2, but Annapurna. Not Annapurna. It's even more deadly. But there's a 4th mountain. The name's not coming to me, which we could do very easily. The only caveat would be we'd have to get a ticket to Nepal. And then if we wanted to do Everest, which, by the way, That would be so fucking amazing. I mean, if you could actually record that, you would be one of the few YouTubers that recorded the ascent to Everest. But it is something in my crazy, and you know this, Adam. You know I'm a crazy, anxious American. It is something I've always wanted to do. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying I would do it, but I'm crazy enough that if you said, "Yeah, I'll climb Everest," I would do it with you. Like seriously, dude.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Well, yeah. Right.
I can see your and generally I would think you think I'm crazy, but this to me sounds like Kev, I would do it.
I climb mountains all the time.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
I can see it.
Anyway,
can you imagine
guys,
how many subs you would get if you climbed Everest on fucking webcam? Tell him, guys, here in the sub chat. Tell him if he climbed Everest, would you guys, maybe perhaps send a link to your friends? I think you would, in my opinion.
Right, I think. Mark, are you back now?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
15 minutes until we call Lisa.
Yes, sir.
But we're not going to get any other numbers answering this time of night on the SSA. So I think we should switch to my second channel. And we'll do the Lisa call over there.
Okay.
But also we can be more relaxed and not worry about people shouting, make scam calls, you cunt. How does that sound?
Yeah.
I love it, man. I think you pretty much have the lead on the next calls.
Well, yeah, I want to get inside Lisa. That's for sure.
Oh, my dear. Oh, my
inside
goodness.
her mind.
I see what you're saying there.
So yeah, well, my second channel is full of weird shit, guys, but it's better for because this is my scam baiting channel, I suppose. But if you're not subbed there, you can go over there, and we will actually do the Lisa stuff from over there. Hopefully, as G-Man's saying, and that's the great thing about over on my second channel. Like G-Man can get in touch as well because he's such a cool fucking guy. He was a highway patrolman for a long time, and a radio presenter, and just a legend. So like if he wants to get involved and Skype me, but we need to get inside Lisa. That's our objective. But let's switch over there, because then like people won't be all saying, "Oh, yeah, basically I am a bit stoned." So if don't add coffee. CG. Oh, I'm sure it's fine, CG. G-Man, me and you can get inside Lisa together. Double vaginal. I can't believe I just said that on a stream. This will never get monetized now. Disgusting.
Well, only now? Not like 8 years ago?
Yeah, but double vaginal. It rolls off the tongue. That's what she said. Right, let's switch over there. Let's switch over to my second channel, because this is going to pot here. Right, guys, I'm shutting this stream down. I hope you've enjoyed it. It will be disappeared momentarily. Agrippa had a fantastic call earlier, though, which is well worth checking out if you've joined us towards the end.
Oh, thanks, man.
And I will catch you guys in like 3 minutes on my other channel, and hopefully we'll finish off Lisa, and then we'll just have a big chat, get drunk, get fucked up together, and not talk about any more fucking politics or communism, Agrippa. Good. Right. Be right back, guys, on the other channel. There. See you there. Bye. Say bye, everyone.